I'll say that, oh yeah, all the people selling trinkets are black. You're painting black people with the same brush. When you said to me, they're everywhere, I challenged it and you didn't like it. 100% of these trinket sellers that sell the things, they come from Senegal. The entire YouTube community that is slandering black people, bro. I'm putting cameras in people's faces because you think you've got the right to do that. Every single person that's selling an Eiffel Tower is the exact same colour. Oh, too many black people are coming out, too many Muslims are coming out, too many this are coming. Right, but a lot of the consultants in the NHS are Muslim. So it can't just be Islam, do you know what I mean? Like, if you get a camera and then you record across a bunch of black women, obviously I'm going to assume it's not because you're white and you're talking on black.
Hey.
I just said film what you're filming. But you said that it's not about skin colour.
It's not.
So then why are you talking about Rosa Parks then?
Talk about that person if I don't see skin colour.
Exactly. Should we phone Fred? Should we phone Fred? Someone neutral?
I can't work with you if we're going to keep having the race debate. In this video, I'm going to describe to you my experience with the Bodyguard as a YouTuber, employing a bodyguard to come out to different locations with myself. We're going to talk about one particular bodyguard, if we can call him that. He was employed as a bodyguard, so for the purposes of that, we're going to refer to him as the Bodyguard. I'm not going to name the bodyguard, but most people watching this video early on will know who the Bodyguard is. And the reason for doing this video, I did not want to do this video. I really did not want to do this video. We're by the River Ouse. Look, it's flooded. It's a very cold, gloomy English day. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty high, man. So yeah, we're going to talk about my experience with the Bodyguard, and more specifically my experience with the Bodyguard when I took him to another country, France, for I think 5 days we went for around that time. Now the reason for making this video, I would never make a video like this. I do not believe in slagging people off or bringing personal arguments or debates or fallouts onto my channel or onto anybody's channel, really. It really does not help your channel. It really does not help anything. It literally doesn't help anything at all. I don't see the point in doing it for a lot of people. That's quite deep for a little bit there, isn't it? However, this has to be done because this person, this bodyguard, on their little live stream yesterday on their channel, decided to talk negatively of me. And things they even said on that live stream were lies. And I can prove it to be lies, and therefore that's why, partly why, it looks like we can't walk any further. Partly why I decided to do this video. The second reason is they have a video coming out today, a premiere. They're premiering it. By the time you watch this, their video will already be live. So maybe go and watch their video before or after this video. I encourage you to watch it because it's really not going to be great for that person, that bodyguard. Why? Because I'm predicting what they're going to say on their video. I can't read their mind. But there's not a lot they can really say about me unless they lie. And I have a lot of things to share with you, the viewer, on this video. Show you footage on this video which will counter their slanderous remarks, let's say, or some of them. I don't know what they're going to say. You know, some of it might be true, but I can categorically say that most of the stuff they're going to probably come out with can be counted from the evidence I have. And the evidence I have, I never wanted to share. I would never share. But if this person is going to go out of their way to do that to me on their public platform that I, among other people, helped build, then I am most certainly going to spend time and effort to defend my name against whatever it is they're going to say. From what they said on their live stream yesterday, like, I can already tell that it's going to be full of absolute BS from a lot of situations which happened over in France. So I thought, well, why not? I'll counter it. I'll put my own video out and I'll publish these, let's call them outbursts, that this particular person, bodyguard, had to me, whilst in France, and my experience overall with the bodyguard, generally, and other bodyguards I've used, I won't name other bodyguards, of course. I'm not going to go into detail on anybody else that's done work for me like that before. I've actually not had a negative experience before. It's always been positive. I can't make any complaints about previous people I've used. But I will go into sort of what I expect from a person when they're paid to come along and be the bodyguard, and things I don't expect for them to do, but it will be related to my experience with this particular bodyguard over in France. So to anybody watching that thinks it may be aimed at other people, it's not. It's not. The other people I employed before were exceptionally good, and I don't have a complaint about them, and I would always use them again if the time arose, or if they were happy to work with me. I would most certainly do that. It looks like we're not going to be able to walk very far at this location, unfortunately, so we may just go and sit down on the bench over there and do it that way. So I agreed to work with this bodyguard after a little bit of time of not working with them, and that was due to them taking time off themselves from bodyguarding, and also I had my own stuff going on which, let's say, affected other people's perception and also their decision and risk with working with me. They knew that by working with me, especially back then or at the moment, they may receive more backlash than normal. So I didn't really ask anybody to come out with me during that time for that reason. I didn't want to put them in that situation. And these people always underestimate it, the amount of people that offer to come and bodyguard on a video. And I said, look, right now you can't, you're going to get a lot of shit for it, you know? And they're always like, oh no, it's fine, I'm used to that kind of stuff. But trust me, they're not used to it. And I tried to protect them from that. So I asked him to in fact, I didn't ask him to work with me. We were just talking on WhatsApp, I think, and we both kind of wanted to go to France. They wanted to go, or rather they had places where they told me were good. They'd been before. I've not really been before. So I thought, well, it could be a good opportunity to go. And they seemed to want to go, right? So we're going to talk about my experience over in France with this particular bodyguard, and we're going to go into, we're going to go straight to the point. We're going to talk about some situations which happened, which I personally think that this person behaved absolutely appallingly, both as a bodyguard and as a person with me. And he called himself a friend. So as a friend, he behaved, in my opinion, appallingly. And you can be the judge of that, because when I will put different parts of what I'm talking about into this video. Now, what I will say is this particular bodyguard, in the past I've employed them to work for me a lot in Manchester. We did a little bit in London, I think. Yeah, London. Maybe a few other places, I can't remember. I had no complaints about this particular bodyguard. They were everything, more or less everything that I would expect of a bodyguard. They turn up, they do their job. They get involved in the video a little bit, which we all like that. We all like the bodyguard to kind of have their input into certain situations, and I think the viewer enjoys watching that person get involved if they're a likable person. And that person, for the majority of the videos before, were exactly that. They were a likable character. I enjoyed being around them, and that's kind of what I wanted from a bodyguard, is to be protection, but also to actually be part of the content. And you know, for that person, for any bodyguard getting involved, is for them promotional, because that person didn't have a very large YouTube channel, and then it grew. I pushed it on my channel a lot. I would always tag it in the comments below, and it grew fast. So it was like a beneficial thing for both people, you know. However, we got to France, we met at the train station. I had my suitcase, plan was to go to the hotel on day one, and there was already a fight happening outside the train station. So I literally got my phone out. I said, let's run over and get that. And there was nothing really wrong at that point, but already he was sort of saying, don't film, don't get the phone out, don't be too obvious. And I felt like flipping out, like, you know, like, well, there's not really a problem here, but because I hadn't been before, and because it was my first time really kind of filming in that manner abroad, I did exactly what I was told. Anyway, we didn't have a fallout on that first day. It was like half a day. We didn't have a fallout, but we were filming some of these people smoking cigarettes at the train station outside. Sorry, selling cigarettes. Large group of predominantly African men, black African men, but there were some other people there, to be fair, but it's like 90% black African. And as you saw, there were about 50 of them outside, African men. And he also commented on that being the fact that, you know, these people were from. And he wanted to basically stay inside the train station, right inside the train station, up on an upper staircase, and zoom in all the way on the phone and film it from there. And his idea was, from there, you'll get what you need. And I disagreed with that. And I felt like that was too cautious, you know? Because these people were right outside the train station. So essentially, if you were to stand just inside, you'd have the safety of the police and the armed security and the cameras, but you'd also be able to capture what they're up to. But he wanted to be miles, literally, so far in that it was almost pointless having a bodyguard there, because I could have stood up there and zoomed in on my own. No one's going to see me. Like, why would I employ somebody for that, you know? That was on the first day. But I didn't have a complaint about that, and I would never mention this publicly, but I want to paint the bigger picture, and I want people watching his video slagging me off and saying things I've done or I haven't done to have the big, you know, the full picture of actually what happened. And I can back most of it up with video evidence, which I will. In fact, I think I have that exact part we're talking about now up on the staircase where he was like, no, you can get what you need from here. I've got that on video as well. And that's not really a criticism of the bodyguard, but for me, I just felt like, why are you telling me to stand up here when we've clearly already been downstairs and it wasn't really that dangerous? But even if it was, like, we can stand inside the train station where the police are, nothing's going to happen there, you know. And it's kind of like paints the picture of my vibe from day one. I thought something's different here. Maybe it's the fact we're in a different country, who knows. So I'll play that part now.
See, look.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Look.
Yeah. All the
and these security guards.
all the security are exiting.
Look, they got guns on. So we won't stay too long either, because all of our help's gone out this way.
Oh. Put the handheld away, it's just going to be body camera.
Yeah.
And if I get an opportunity with the phone, I'll use it. If I don't, then I won't.
Right, try and zoom in from here. Oh, not yet, it's a bit late actually.
I wouldn't be able to from here, it's too far.
It's not good.
We are right in view here, you know that, doing it.
If you choose your vantage points, it's not too far at all. And then to get further out, we can even go to the lift over there and go further out and use a better zoom. And then we can even go down there to that level and get it again. So no.
I mean, if you're not comfortable going over to the door, it's fine. But I'm not gonna do it from here. It's just,
you're not,
because all the guys that we walked past, you can't see them.
I'll do it.
Right? You know the group we walked right past.
See, they're watching us through the window. They're not. It's not because the police aren't here, and let's not forget the security. They've all got guns.
So let's have a little look at some of these deals going on at the Garden Ord. But I mean, if anything happens out there that would be good to record, that's safe to record.
Bro, there's nothing more that can happen out there to record than you can't get from this position here.
So as you can see, that's what happened there. There was no argument or nothing like that, but I felt a little bit like something's different here. I didn't have the normal vibe from this particular bodyguard. Anyway, so next day comes and we go to the Eiffel Tower area in Paris. Trocadero, is it called? Something like that. And there are literally 20, 30 black African men selling these Eiffel Towers, right? And I'm not saying they're scammers, but they clearly pushy with the customers, and you know, a lot of them see the camera and get quite hostile. Now, again, in the past, I've never had an issue with this particular bodyguard getting involved in who I'm filming. There's been the very odd time where there's maybe been a vulnerable homeless person on the street, and I've gone over to them, and they've presumed that I'm going to like be negative towards them before they kind of knew me. And then I've said, no, I'm going to like check if they're okay, or I'm going to buy some food or whatever. And other than that, they've never got involved and said sort of like, you can't film these people and it's racist or something like that. Never has it happened, which is why I like working with that bodyguard. So basically, I'm walking around with the camera like I am now in the Eiffel Tower area, and I'm walking around like this and I'm saying, these people, you know, they come over and...
All right. Bye-bye then.
Nice to meet you.
I want myself.
Yeah, so as you see, these people trying to sell us stuff, taking photos. Look here, they take the photo and then they charge the people for the photo. They're basically being pushy with people. Some of them are scamming people, etc., etc. Right? And I'm pretty sure I put that in my Paris video, my Paris scammer video, which was out yesterday. Pretty sure that part is actually in there. But either way, he then has pulled me, and again, I've got all this on body camera footage. I don't need to lie or make it up. I will play it in a moment for you. He pulls me to the side and says something like, he basically starts saying like, these people are not scamming people. That guy there was pissed off with you filming his sale. I remember now, I was there with the body camera just on, just literally chilling with the body camera, no handheld or phone, and there was a guy trying to sell the towers to a couple, and the couple didn't look interested, but you know how these people are, they're pushy and give me €10, give me €5, you know how they are. And I was just standing there, and then the guy got annoyed with me standing there with the camera, and this bodyguard basically said, he's pissed off at you for filming him trying to make a sale, and then he went on to say, if he lost that sale, he's going to blame you, you know. And I've got this on body camera. I'm going to play it in a moment, right? And then I said, so what? Like, I'm literally just standing here, filming what they're doing. I'm not going up to their face. I'm not going too close. I'm just standing from a distance, and the body camera is obviously already on, which is why I'm there, right? I'm there to create content for my channel. So that's literally what I'm doing. I'm filming stuff, you know. And he said, yeah, but who's going to defend you if he turns on you, right? And the way he said it was basically like, because I disagree with you filming this interaction, if this guy turns on you, I'm not going to defend you. And my reply was, well, if I have to defend myself, fine, I'll defend myself, right? And he was like, okay then, yeah? Now, I've got this whole interaction on body camera. What's that? That's all right.
It's not all right, bro. It's not all right, but if you're going to make a sale and you're stood there and it's kind of, you would have made the sale, innit? They're not scamming people. Do you know what I mean? These aren't scamming people, bro. These are genuinely just offering pictures in exchange, and then, okay, would you like to buy a tower? And then you buy the tower, innit?
But a lot of them, mate, are taking photos for free and then saying, oh, it's £10, it's £5.
No, they're not saying it's £10 or £5. They're asking people, would you like to buy a tower?
You're right.
How's it going, bro?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Show him the pictures.
George.
No, it's like their trick is to take pictures and they make you buy.
€10 and people, that's not a scam.
Yeah, but you know what he did to me?
That's not a scam what he did to you.
He put it in my hand.
Yeah, he put it in your hand.
And then said, give me whatever.
Yeah,
because I had it in my hand, even I felt like, I feel a bit bad, I've got it in my hand already, I can't give it back.
Yeah, but that's not a scam. It's just a sales tactic. It will be a scam.
Sales tactic maybe, but
if you got aggressive, and maybe they do get aggressive from time to time,
they do.
Then that's a scam.
Yeah.
But you've not seen these ones get aggressive, so you
I didn't call him a scammer, but I can film it.
No, but you did say that. You say that on your video.
No, I didn't.
When you watch
not about these people.
When you watch it back, you was recording and you see that you said that.
Maybe in general, these people are scamming people. Yeah, not
Maybe,
him.
but you haven't seen that though.
I mean, if you're going to defend what they're doing,
Yeah.
like, they're blatantly here, especially that one over there in the shades and the hat, taking photos of people. They do it in London, and then when the people say thank you,
Paris, and they look like they're grafting. They've got the stuff, whatever they've got, yeah, and then they're trying to make sales. There's nothing wrong with them trying to make sales. You've not seen them be aggressive. You've not seen them be rude.
No.
You've not seen them bully.
but there's nothing wrong with me filming it either.
I never said there was anything wrong with you filming it. I'm saying if you're stood when he's trying to make a sale, and he sees, and because he's looking at you like, bro, come on, I'm trying to make a sale. And if they would have now turned off and said, he could have said, that's your fault. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm in public, mate. If I want to film them from a distance, I can.
Yeah, you can. But then if it turns on you, who's got to protect you?
But if you're not going to, I will.
All right.
We've fallen out already.
I don't think we've fallen out. I think
If I want to film these people doing it, I'm going to film
you
it,
can
mate.
film them doing it, man. But I think you're just in people's faces with your camera, and I don't think this is videography. I don't think this is what you would call good YouTubing, because we've not seen nobody scam anybody.
No, not yet. It's just arrived, hasn't
No,
it?
but that's what you've said though. That's what you've said in your video already, and I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, I don't agree with your commentary, bro. I don't agree with the commentary, man. Because he was actually, that guy who came up to us, he was very cordial.
Yeah, he was,
laughing
yeah.
And he was joking.
Because he knows about YouTubers. He said straight away, "Oh, you're a YouTuber, yes."
Yeah,
cool.
you got a camera on your chest, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Are you a YouTuber? Yeah, you got like 50 cameras coming out of your
I wouldn't go back to him because he was respectful to us.
Yeah.
But he caught on straight away what we're doing, what I'm doing.
I just think there's a reason why these YouTubers keep getting themselves into trouble, and it's me personally. Yeah, I just think. Yeah, I just think there's a way to get what you get.
So what I want to include in this video today is these people selling whatever they're doing. I want to include it. I want to show people that if you come here and you want to enjoy this view, you are going to get hassled by these people, both for photos and for selling towers. I mean, if you look how many there are, they're everywhere, literally everywhere. If the commentary needs to be changed, okay.
What's the problem with them being everywhere?
So as you saw, he's literally getting involved in that conversation, in that interaction, me filming it, for no reason. Like, why would you get involved and say, don't film that interaction when the guy's just trying to sell an Eiffel Tower? I don't like what they're doing there. I think a lot of them are being pushy and scammy, and with the camera not there, they're worse. That was confirmed. I went back there 3 times, once on my own, and that's exactly how they were, these people. So I was right. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but the perception is that they're probably going to be like that. So I'm going to film as much as I can, and any of them that turn out to be doing that or turn out to get angry at the camera is going to make my video, basically, right? I'm not there to film them making a sale. I'm there to see how they're making the sale, whether they're doing it nicely, professionally, or whether they're being pushy and scammy, which is what that area is known for, right? That's why we went to the Eiffel Tower area, to try and catch this kind of thing happening. More so pickpocketers and stuff, but either way, the whole thing is not great around that area, right? He shouldn't have got involved in that. That's the first thing. And then I can't remember whether we carried on filming from there or whether it led on to the first big argument which happened over in France. And people are probably wondering, why would you bring this onto YouTube? Why would you talk about something like that that's happened and it's negative? Well, I never would. But this particular bodyguard has taken it upon himself, in my opinion, for views and clicks, and due to him probably now getting a lot of shit from haters and trolls about me and my past, he now kind of has to say, well, I'm going to come out and do this to make himself look better. But the problem is, he behaved that badly over there that you can't, if you're going to do that, you've got to have something to throw at me, because I'm going to throw this back at you and it's going to make you look really bad. And I don't want to throw this back at you, but you've left me no choice, right? So then an argument erupted over me filming these people again, these predominantly African men, right? And I'll play this convo for you in a moment, because again, it was on body camera. Basically, he said, where are these people from? And he was trying to get me to say they're all black African, right? And I knew that, but I'm not there to film people of a different skin colour. I'm not there to pick on them or or say that these people are bad for that reason. No, I'm just there to film what I see, right? If all these people turn out to be English people or African, I don't care. I really don't care. He kept saying, where are they from? Where are they from? 100% look around. Where are they all from? I said, okay, yeah, they're from, you know, from there, right? And he was like, well then, like, I was, so what? Like, what's the point? Like, why are you pointing out where they're all from and they're 100% from that area? Senegalese, I believe they're all from, right? We actually asked most of them there. And then an argument erupts from that, where I have to start defending and saying, well, I don't see skin colour, which I don't. Literally, I've grown up with like people of different backgrounds and friends I had in London when I lived there. I lived in Wembley, for God's sake, like multicultural area of the flipping country, one of them, right? I don't care about that. In fact, I've dated people in the past that have been like Iranian. I've dated 2 Iranians in the past when I was younger. That's no secret. I don't remember what religion they were. I don't even care. Like back then, I had no clue about any of that. But I don't care about skin colour, basically. And I said, I don't care. And he was like, well, you should. Why is the bodyguard getting involved in now a race debate? I don't care what skin colour they are. I'm there to film my content. If they're all from here or from there, who cares? I'm there to film and put it on my channel and show people what's going on and make money and everyone's happy, you know? He was clearly annoyed that they all happen to be from there and the video is now going to make them look bad. That's not my fault, that's their fault. How is that my fault? So I'm going to play you that argument now.
I don't think these people that are here are trying to sell the towers, which they're clearly making sales over here to all these kids. And clearly making sales. I don't think this is the same caliber of people that's in front of Gare du Nord. And the problem is...
I'm not saying it is.
No, but that's the problem. If your commentary is not right, when people watch the video, you're painting black people with the same brush.
Nothing to do with black people. Yes, I knew that's why you pulled me on it.
What colour are they then?
I couldn't care, that's what colour they are.
Well, I never said you cared about it. I said, what colour are they? What colour are these people selling the Eiffel
Why
Tower?
does it matter?
I'm asking you a question. Can you
I'm wasting time here, mate. I need to get some content. I need to pay for this trip,
we'll
mate.
get the content, but what I'm saying to you is, what colour are these people?
If you don't want to come around with me here,
yeah,
go and do your thing and I'll meet you in a bit.
I think you should just pay for my flight to go back home, bro.
It's paid for.
The flight is paid for?
Yeah.
Is it possible to get it transferred to tonight?
We can find out later, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. What do you want to do now? You want to go back?
No, I'll stay with you.
No, it's pointless
now.
You
get your stuff.
It's pointless.
It's not pointless.
It is. It's a bad vibe now.
The bad vibe is because you can't answer simple questions.
I'm not here to answer your questions. I'm here to film my content.
Yeah, but
if you disagree with something, tell me, yes, but...
Right, and so the reason why I'm asking you questions to get to the point of what you're filming...
I'm pointing at black people.
Is to give you a perspective... Yes, bro. Is to give you a perspective, yeah, on what the vast majority of the YouTubers are doing, and you've got a decision. You can't be doing this stuff with me stood next to you, because I'm the same skin colour as these guys. So if your commentary is not right, and the reason why you're doing it isn't right, you can't just say they're everywhere. Who's everywhere? The people selling stuff.
People selling the stuff, hassling people. I don't care what colour they are, mate. I don't care.
Yeah,
you care, I don't care.
Yeah, I know, bro. That's because you're ignorant. You're being ignorant right now.
I just see people here, right? They may all well be the same colour. That's just the way it is. Like, I don't care about that.
Every single person that's selling an Eiffel Tower is the exact same colour.
Okay.
And 99% of them will be from Senegal.
Okay.
Yeah? So what I'm trying to say to you...
But that's not my, like...
No. Listen to what I'm saying before you get offended. Yeah, because that's what you're doing.
I'm not going to get offended at all.
You're already offended. You're already
definitely not offended.
You are.
I'm frustrated because I want to crack on and get my content.
Yeah, bro, we've got 4 hours. Yeah, if we get this thing straightened out, we can get the content.
No, but it's already a bad vibe now, isn't it?
It's not a bad vibe.
It is.
It's a bad vibe for you because you're offended at what I'm trying to
I'm not offended, mate. I'm just confused as to why we're arguing about my content.
This is why, again, I'll say it again, this is why you YouTubers are going through so much problems.
You can't group us together as
yes,
YouTubers.
Yes, I can, bro, because
no, you
you're all
can't.
going out into public and putting cameras in people's faces because you think you've got the right to do that. You have got the right to do that, but you've also got moral responsibilities. Yeah, you've also got moral responsibilities with people. That there's a way to film your content without putting people's backs up.
I feel like other people's content, especially that TikTok video you showed me earlier,
so
has got at you, and this is coming out on me now, and it's not fair.
At all, bro. I'm not bothered about that. I'm telling you, it's not. I'll say that, oh yeah, all the people selling trinkets are black, and all the people...
But we don't need to have this debate, mate. You could just say to me on the side, by the way...
No, I'm not going to say it to you. I just tried to say... Did I not just try to say it?
No. If you,
Yes, I did.
If you would have said, your commentary,
If
just
you
by
watch
the way.
all of this back, you'll see
You're not
that's
listening,
exactly
are you?
what I've been trying to say.
Listen,
That's exactly what I'm
I don't
trying
feel
to say.
good now. I'm going to go and do my thing. I would prefer you to go and get a coffee or something, and I'll
I
do that
don't
on
need
my
a
own.
coffee. I'm good to walk around on Bodyguard, Joe. What I'm trying to show you.
But I'm not good for that right now.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. But you keep interrupting me, and you're not trying to hear what I'm
Because
saying.
I'm trying to work, and I'm not paying for this whole trip to argue with you here about what you disagree with.
Right, you know what? Yeah, you can't even give me 20 minutes or half an hour.
I have.
Right? No, you've not. It's like we've been
stood here
here
and
for like
listened to you.
5 to 10 minutes. So you know what? You don't have to pay me for this trip. I don't want your money. Just pay for my airplane ticket back to Manchester and just transfer it from whenever it's going to be to tonight, and we won't speak again because you're not doing me even a just service or just listening to what I've got to say.
I've listened for 10. I've listened, mate.
All right, bro.
I've listened to you.
You don't have to listen no more. Don't pay me for the trip. Just pay my plane ticket to go back to England. That's it.
Let's take a break.
I don't need a break.
I need a break.
You need a break.
I'm going to go and have a
back to
break.
England, bro.
You do what you need to do, right? I'm not going to pay for your ticket right now. It's paid for. To transfer it, I have to buy a whole new ticket.
Yeah, so
I'm not going to do that right now, am I?
That ticket that you'd have to buy will be cheaper than pay me for the next 5 days and pay me for yesterday.
I'm not going to do that right now, am I?
Today. I'm not saying you have to do it right now, but I'm saying just transfer it by tonight because I'll go back to the hotel.
Okay.
And I'll make my way back to the airport.
All right then.
Yes, that's all you.
I'll go and do my thing. You do your thing.
Do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
make sure that you WhatsApp me the plane ticket. 'Cause obviously, don't want to be stranded. Yeah. Obviously, don't want to be stranded.
Let's just take a break. Yeah.
It's gonna be cheaper for you to transfer.
I don't want to talk about this now.
Today.
I want to just go and do my
I
thing.
don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to be working with you anymore.
Okay.
You're being rude, and
I'm not being rude.
You are being rude, and you're being disrespectful.
I feel like you're causing an argument.
No, I'm not causing an argument.
You are.
You're not listening to what I'm trying to say to you. You're not listening to what I'm trying to say to you, and that's the issue that we're having here. And because you're not wanting to listen, you're getting offended.
I am listening.
The whole time we've been here, yeah, all I keep hearing is daylight, daylight, daylight.
No, I said that yesterday
Running out of
afternoon.
time. So yesterday is when we came. The whole time we've been here, all you keep saying, we were trying to get lunch before, breakfast before, and you're saying, we're running out of time. This is going to take too long. Run out. Bro, calm down, man.
So, just want to add, this guy, on that particular morning, he's talking about rushing around like crazy. Basically, we started filming at like midday, 11 o'clock midday, because normally that's the time when things are busier and, there's no point going too early. And basically, he missed the hotel breakfast. So, well, no, I don't think he even realised the hotel had breakfast, but I paid for breakfast at the hotel for him, and he didn't have it, basically. So he kept saying, we need to eat before we go out, we need to eat. So I agreed with that. I was always going to buy him breakfast if he needed to have it, right? I mean, even if he missed it, so what? And there were places around Gardenhall Station, and he said, let's go and eat over there. And it was a posh hotel with a restaurant underneath it. Maybe 5-star? I don't want to say it's 5-star, I need to check. Directly opposite Gardenhall Station. And we went over, and I could tell by the front door straight away that it was going to be like a prestige, expensive, unnecessarily time-consuming, And we're there working at the end of the day. I'm not there to buy him a posh breakfast. I'm not there to spend like an hour eating breakfast. I'm there to have a quick and substantial, decent breakfast and then go out to work, But he was like, no, it looks fine, it looks good. And I was thinking like, yeah, that's all very well you were saying that. You're not paying for it. And you're not here to make content to pay for the trip. I am, and time is money. Like, literally, he's on the clock, technically, right? As soon as we wake up and we leave, it's like we need to be working, we need to be videoing stuff. And yeah, we need to eat, of course we do, but we don't need to spend unnecessarily long doing it, which is why I paid for the hotel breakfast and he didn't have it. Whatever. So we go into this restaurant and he's trying to speak French to them. He can't speak French really, nor can I. And they're not really understanding. And what I understood was they've stopped serving breakfast. But he was like, it's fine. Choose a table. So they put us on this table, and I can tell it's posh. They're laying out all this stuff on the table, and I'm just thinking like, we don't have time for this. Like, we have time for breakfast. But we're not going to be sitting down in a posh restaurant for breakfast. Like, what's the point? And he's not paying for it. I'm paying for it. So I'm just like, just hurry up. Let's just hurry up and get breakfast, I didn't say that. I'm not a rude person. Anybody that watches my channel will know I'm not a rude person, right? Even in that situation, I'm not going to be rude. So I sat down, and then they were like, "Oh, we've stopped serving breakfast, so it's lunch now." And I'm just thinking, like, we're not going to sit in this posh restaurant and wait for them to bring lunch out. Like, it's going to take a while. You know, like posh restaurants, they make you sit there for a while. They cook the food. That time you're relaxing. You're supposed to have a drink and spend more money. Great if you're there on a holiday. And I had to say, look, we haven't got time to eat here, mate. We need to go somewhere like a bit quicker. You know, like somewhere on the way. Somewhere in the metro station, in the Gardiner train station, there's like loads of breakfast shops, coffee shops that sell breakfast, buns and sandwiches and stuff. And that's all he wanted. He'd already said he'd go to Burger King, for God's sake. Burger King for breakfast, like, no thank you. But he said, oh, I don't care, Burger King's fine with me. So in my head I'm thinking, well, if Burger King's okay with him, then like I'd rather not buy Burger King for breakfast for him. I'd rather give him something better than that. But I thought if he's happy with Burger King, then there's definitely going to be places in the train station, which is where we're going to, that are going to be better than Burger King. You know, like croissant shops and pastries and all that kind of stuff. So I had to say, look, we need to go. Like, we're not going to have time to relax here, you know? Bearing in mind, I would have had to pay for that posh breakfast and then his lunch and then probably dinner. 3 meals. Like, that's generally not what I do, but if I'm paying for the breakfast, he's definitely going to want food later on, and so am I. So I'm going to pay for that. And before I know it, you spend 200 or 300 quid just in the day on food, you know? Because Paris is expensive. And if you go into a 5-star restaurant into the hotel, it's going to be like 30, 40 quid a head, right? Anyway, so the part he's talking about there, that's what happened. And yes, I was in a rush because daylight was going quickly. And at the end of the day, I'm there to make content and essentially try and pay for the trip, you know? And I will keep coming back to this during the video, but that's something that he clearly didn't get in his head, that I can't just spend time relaxing in the daytime. Like, not really. You know, I need to prioritise getting the work done first and then relax. And every evening we relaxed and had food. Literally every evening. You know? For him, he got a free trip and a free holiday at night time. Like, you can't really complain, you know? But he wanted the posh breakfast. Sorry, mate, but I had other priorities at that point. But obviously, I am going to be concerned with time, of course. I don't want to go into a fancy restaurant and pay loads of money for breakfast when we can do that later. We can enjoy the evening and have a nice, relaxed, expensive meal. Yeah, I am going to say if you walk into a restaurant, which you walked into, and I said, oh, they don't do breakfast, and you were like, no, lunch, yeah, it's fine. You walked into that, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to go for lunch right now. I want to get a quick breakfast and go.
Because of time, right? Because of time.
Well, yeah,
we still have 4 hours. It's literally not even 12:30. It's just about 12:30. But the point I'm trying to make to you is that you've got this entire YouTube community. Yeah, the entire YouTube community that is slandering black people, bro.
I'm not. I haven't.
But this is why I'm trying to say to you, if you come to a tourist location, right, where you say they're everywhere, who's they?
I said that to you when we started to talk. Not on video.
So who is they?
These people selling, doing nothing.
Which are?
You're using the fact that they're all from a certain place and they're a certain
I'm not using that fact.
You're picking on that.
The fact is that the 100% of these trinket sellers that sell the things, they come from Senegal. 100% fact. Now, when the narrative is that they're everywhere. I'm saying, vous parlez anglais. Yeah. So when you see that he's a YouTuber, right? I'm not a YouTuber here, right? And when they come in here, they're
There is some of them they just want to fight with the people.
Exactly. So listen, bro. So what I'm trying to show, because I'm a YouTuber as well, but my small lane is like very small, yeah. What I'm trying to show is that most of the people in this, they come from Senegal, right?
Yeah.
But you're not here for trouble. You're here to sell this, to make some money, to get your visa, to get your stuff, and to take part in society, right?
That's it.
But the majority of the YouTubers that's coming here, they're lying. They're coming here to say, this black guy, he's from Senegal, he's doing this, he's bullying people, he's scamming people. Now, them black black ones over there, the Gambians, the Senegalese over there, they're scamming people. They're selling drugs, they're robbing people, they're stabbing people, but that's not you.
That's not us.
And that's not the ones over here. But this is what's on YouTube, and this is what I'm trying to explain to you.
The world. I see different people. I know people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to scam people.
I'm trying to make some money.
To help them out.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
cool
Can I
with
take
them.
a picture? Oh,
Yeah.
here's the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's
Would you like to buy for €10?
You want to buy? You buy. You don't want to buy?
Okay.
Choose. Like I said, Brown.
Yeah.
I propose him. He don't want
You
it.
don't want it, so you take it back.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how it is. But
But there's a lot of YouTubers, millions of followers, talking about, look at these guys, the migrants, the engineers, doctors. Like, no, I don't like that speech. 'Cause look at my skin color, bro.
okay, my man.
All right, bro. So that's what I'm trying to put across to you, is that you have a moral responsibility.
Just go in the corner, mate. Just win it.
Moral responsibility when you're doing it, to not be like these other YouTubers that are very
Good
blatantly,
idea.
obviously racist. Kurt Carson, racist. That Tyler Oliveira, you might not be racist, but he's using his following, and he's using the frustrations of regular, everyday, normal people that may have a problem with the illegal immigration, that may have a problem with, there's certain parts of the black community where they're just outright gangsters, outright drug dealers, outright thugs. They will rob you, granny.
But none of this is me.
No, but when you said to
No.
me, they're everywhere,
Yeah,
I
but
challenged it and you didn't like it. Because I asked you, what does they mean?
We were already on a upward
No,
from there.
weren't.
We
I
were.
was just asking you, what does they mean?
Yeah. You are annoyed, rightly
not
so.
annoyed,
Listen,
bro.
let me talk.
Yeah.
You are annoyed, rightly so.
I'm not annoyed.
Whatever the word is, yeah.
I'm
with what
passionate.
with what you just said to that guy we just spoke to then, yeah, the black guy, right? With the Eiffel Towers.
Yeah.
What you just said to him, I agree with all of that, and I get the passion, and I get it. I completely get it. But that's not me. And I feel like one thing I've said on that video, which you're probably right about, yeah? Whatever I said when I was actually walking through filming, you're right. No, but what
I'm trying to
let me
get
finish,
to you
mate.
is your thoughtfulness, because remember the last time we went to the migrant hotel and you said you fit in with the migrants, right? You said that on camera, so it's not that you're ignorant or that you're racist.
You made a joke and I made a joke back.
Yeah, but that's the point, you see, because I've had people, if you read your comment sections, people picked up on that. If you look at these TikTok lives where people have brought that to me, how did you feel when he said that you fit in with the migrants?
Yeah, they're trying to trigger you from a
No,
joke
it's
I
not
made
they're
with
trying
you.
to trigger me. It's that people can pick up on that. You see, so it's the thoughtfulness.
Listen, there's one thing I've said
You
today.
have to be thoughtful.
There's one thing I've said, which you have rightly pointed out, that could paint this narrative that you don't want it to paint on my YouTube videos compared to other YouTubers,
That's what
right?
we'll do.
Right. But how you've pulled me on it, I feel, we can disagree on this, but I feel it's the wrong way. Because we got to the point where you're saying you want to fly home. We got to that point, right? We didn't get there for no reason.
Not letting me speak.
But I wasn't liking the way it was going. And I can't let it continue because then I'm going to get that annoyed, which I did. And I say, fuck it, I want to go off on my own for a bit and calm down, and you go off on your own. It shouldn't get to that point.
No.
If you would have calmly said to me, look, you do your videos how you like, but you know what you just said. Can you not do it for this reason? And then listed what you just said calmly. I'd have gone, oh, yeah, cool. Let me refilm it. I'll do it again.
So I was trying to do that, and you kept saying, "Oh, I don't want to talk about this now. I need to get content. Watch the video back, bro. You'll see."
No, I said that after we were already 15 minutes of debate, which I didn't want to have with you.
When you go back and you watch your footage, you'll be able to see the timestamps. This guy's undercover police, probably. You'll be able to watch your timestamps.
I need to watch it. I know how it happened.
You'll watch it back because you'll have to
I
edit
could
it.
feel the passion from you, and I felt like, why is he so passionate about it? It's not me doing this on the YouTube. It's other people, and I agree with you. They are doing that.
You have to be careful that you don't get lumped into the same category as these other racist YouTubers. Number two, you have to be careful that your speech also doesn't put me in the same predicament as they're everywhere.
Yeah, agreed. But just pull me on it calmly and just say, by the way, and I'll be able to take in what you're saying better than the way you did it. We're here now. That didn't work for me.
Yeah, but bro, when you
Didn't
all I'll say to you is when you watch the footage back, you'll see it. Yeah, when you watch the footage back, you'll see it, man. You'll see everything. You're like, oh right, okay.
I can't walk around anywhere here, right, on my video and say things which are going to possibly take the narrative of my video that way. I can't. So if I do, and you hear it, just wait for me to finish like you did, and just say it. And just say, by the way, I think that comment, you could have done it differently.
That's why I
and I'll be like, okay, let me redo it again.
Yeah, that's why I tried to challenge you on by saying, what do you mean by they're everywhere? Who is they? And you immediately, okay, and then you backpedal. But rather than just saying, no, what to, I know what you're trying to bring to my attention when they, yeah. So that's why I was questioning.
That wasn't the first comment you pulled me on. The first comment wasn't that. That was something that was mentioned when we started to actually talk about it.
They're everywhere.
No, I said something while walking through, and you pulled me on that comment, and I was like, oh no, I mean whatever I meant. It wasn't there everywhere. That was up there. And
So
then you said, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So there's 2 comments.
But that one wasn't in my video. That was just me and you talking.
Oh, I didn't know we was talking about what's in the footage. I'm just talking about what you've said.
What did I say when I was walking through filming, and I said, yeah, these people are everywhere, and I just previously said Eiffel Towers pictures. They're taking pictures for free, but then
These
trying to
people
people
are everywhere.
because you're going to naturally have a different view of that comment than I would. As I said earlier, I haven't had racism in my life ever, even from friends.
I've not been racially abused either.
No, but you're gonna hear it in a certain way that I would naturally, right? Naturally. So if you hear it, just tell me. Just say, oh, that comment could be.
What I'm trying to do, Dan, yeah, is there's a difference between being racist and there's a difference between not being educated on racial undertones in different communities. So I know how to talk to white people because I know the issues in the white community because I've been around white people all my life and my granddad's white. Yeah? So
when I say these people, I just mean people. These people selling. But they happen to be all boy black.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It hit me a bit different in my heart, bro. That's what I'll say to you.
I'm sorry it hit you like that, yeah? You know I don't mean it in a racist way.
I know you're not racist.
But I don't want my video to be looked at in any way like that, especially when you're in it. So how could I word that differently in your view? Rather than saying these people are everywhere, I could say, what?
The vast majority, you could put this in your video, man. The vast majority of these people that are selling the Eiffel Towers are from Senegal. And what I'm going to try and do today is I'm going to try and ask them, why is it that Senegalese people in a lot of these hotspots are selling trinkets like...
So that'd be a great question for them.
Exactly.
Because I don't think these people are doing it in the same way like...
As God do not.
Of course not.
No way, man.
And they're not the same people that down there are going to be pickpocketing people either. But... they are all here.
Exactly.
When we were talking, like there were like 15 of them behind us all of a sudden.
Because they were saying, why is he... Yeah, they were saying,
they do work together. They do have a motive to try and earn money from tourists.
Yes.
Probably not the most morally way of doing it, but no, they're not scamming people. Mostly, they're not.
Yeah.
But look, if you're a tourist, you are going to get bombarded by them. That's what I was trying to get across.
The way they're doing it here wouldn't bother me. Yeah, like... This wouldn't bother me. You see people willingly handing over cash, man. I think it's a transaction, isn't it?
So how I want to narrate the video is that if you come here as a tourist or as anybody, these people, but you don't want me to say these people, but like I say, the people selling the towers here will approach you. Be prepared for it. That's kind of what I want to get across.
All right. Now I spoke to you about how things can come across. I feel a lot more peaceful in my spirit standing next to you. But the way you said it the first time and when I brought it up again, second time, and you wasn't receiving it, because the Bible says 2 people can't walk together except they agree. So now that you've heard me, because you weren't hearing me the first time. I
feel your passion, that's why.
Yeah, but you weren't.
And it was coming out as, not aggression, but it was coming out as your frustration.
See, one
I
of the
feel
things,
that.
Yeah, you have to understand as well sometimes is that when, it's, can we ask you a question?
Yeah.
How come a lot of the people that sell in the Eiffel Tower is from Senegal? Is it like for example, Jamaican people is very known for smoking weed. It's very known for Rasta, Bob Marley type stuff.
Yeah. Do you know our community? It's like the community. Whenever you go to somewhere else, like you're going to England, you're going to see Gambian people there. What they're doing together.
Okay.
You come here, you see Senegalese, they're together. Okay. They do the same thing. You go to Senegal, people, I mean, because before you get those papers,
Yeah.
it's gonna take a long time.
All
But
right.
you need the money. You need the money to make them survive in the home. That's why
Okay.
you're just trying to get the maximum cash. And
Okay.
they send them money back.
Western Union.
Yeah,
Okay.
you send them back. They can do some things.
Okay.
But these times, you're just trying to do something to get those papers. Whenever you get those papers, you can't do no more.
Okay, because then you can apply for a real job.
You go and do another one. But if you don't have a job, what can you do?
You can't help your family back home.
You cannot help yourself either.
Okay.
You have to work to survive. You have to work to get money, to do something, you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, bro. No, thank
Just
you.
to be clever, you know.
Okay, appreciate
Not
it.
just trying to rob people or something like that.
Yeah, we're not saying you're doing anything wrong at all.
Yeah.
No.
You're a nice guy to us.
No, we don't like this.
I'm not saying that.
We don't like doing rob things. You know, we Muslims, we cannot
Okay.
do those things. We cannot just do bad people to people. You just have to sell frankly, you know, just trying to talk with people nicely. They want to buy, they buy. You don't want to buy, you go. Someone else is going to buy. You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah,
it is.
lots of tourists here.
Yeah, lots of tourists is here.
Okay, bro. Thank
That's
you.
Thank you.
thousands of them.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's a good explanation.
It's just good to ask.
Yeah, I think.
It's about showing what's happening, not narrating it, if that makes sense. Not narrating it a certain way.
Yeah.
YouTubers are doing that because
They are,
they're
bro.
jumping on what's going viral or
Yeah.
what people want to see, right?
But what my point is, and again, just between me and you, I'm not saying that you're doing this, is that a lot of these YouTubers are
He's
just.
getting annoyed with talking to you, that one. He just told that one off. He spoke to you.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Vous, comment ça va? Yeah, he is getting annoyed.
You just told him no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to narrate my videos in a certain direction. I want to just show what's already happening. People can watch it and make their own mind up about what they think. Interview people like you just did, which can show honest opinions, his honest opinion about why he thinks whatever he said, right? What else going on over there? Is that a wedding shot or something?
Yeah. People usually come here at like sunrise, like 10 minutes before sunrise, with like a French photographer.
Right.
And they have something called a wedding package, where they basically do the sunrise pictures on Trocadero with the Eiffel Tower. And there's another place over that way called Passy, which do the same thing. So yeah, no, I'm more peaceful in my spirit to walk with you, bro. I had to tell you, you know, what the issues are with the YouTubing community, because if we actually care about England, if we care about the problem of illegal mass immigration, we have to tell the right story. And you've got a massive following. The story has to be told in the right way, not to persuade people left or right, but to present the facts with the interviews.
The facts, yeah.
And paint the right picture.
Yeah.
Whereas these other YouTubers, they're actually playing on people's insecurities and trying to make them hate and be fearful. Oh, too many black people are coming out, too many Muslims are coming out, too many this are coming. Right, but a lot of the consultants in the NHS are Muslim. So it can't just be Islam, do you know what I mean?
The problem is not the colour of skin. The problem is not... It's the illegal migrants coming over and the illegal migrants who are committing the crimes.
But it's being pushed together.
I know.
And it needs to be
Hello.
taken apart.
Oh no, sorry.
No. Well done.
So, if I say something,
apologise if I hurt
I'm
your
sorry.
feelings,
I'm
bro.
sorry as well.
I apologise if it came across the wrong way. Again, I do value your friendship. I would rather go home than cause any anxiety to you, and I would rather do the best that I can to make sure that this trip is profitable for you.
I value you coming. I appreciate you coming over with me and taking that risk.
Showing you a few things, tourism things.
Well, no, you're coming over and you're taking a risk yourself because you're going to get backlash from it as well. And no amount of money can stop the backlash at the end of the day, right?
The Lord can, yeah, bro. But yeah, that's what I was trying to get across to you. If it came the wrong way, which you said it had, I do apologise. I'm sorry for that. All right.
That's all right. You don't need to apologise, mate.
No, I apologise to you, bro.
It's good that we can have a talk like that. Maybe not right there.
Yeah.
It's a bad timing, right?
Yeah,
but that talk's no problem for me. I'm glad we had it. A lot of these people have moved now, probably because we've been here long enough. But yeah, never take anything that I say as well, whether it's on video or just talking. If I ever say like these people or whatever, I don't mean it as in like these black people.
Okay.
I mean like these people that are doing whatever it is I'm talking about at the time.
Okay.
These people, because they are a group. There's more than one of them.
Yeah, there is, yeah. I understand that. I receive your perspective, I understand your perspective as well.
Like, I'm not racist in the slightest.
No, you're not racist.
I couldn't give a shit what colour they are for that reason, that I don't care. For me, skin colour is non-existent. Literally.
No, but I'm on the opposite side. I do care what skin colour people are, because I feel like as a pastor, I have to be. If I'm not educated on problems that white British people face, how can I minister to them? How can I help them in their, because what I'm trying to say is, in England, and you can clip this as well. You can include this in England.
You want me to include it?
Yeah. In England,
as you can see, it's not great, is it? It's not great. Bearing in mind, I'm paying a bodyguard to be there. I'm paid for his flights, train fare, hotel, and food. Basically, it was like all expenses paid. When you take a bodyguard abroad as a YouTuber, well, you don't have to. This is how I've always done it. That person does not lose out on any money other than the odd snack or drink of water or whatever. I always take them out for food, usually during the day when we're filming. And then usually we meet up at night time, and I usually take them out for food again. Occasionally that meal will be different than I'm eating, and that person might say, oh, I'm going to pay for this meal. Fine. But 90% of the time, I'll cover all the food. And the hotel will be a nice hotel. It won't be like some single groggy room with no windows. I always make sure that they're treated well. And the idea of that is to basically say, look, if you're going to come out and bodyguard for me, you're going to be put in danger, you're going to be put on my channel, I'm going to benefit from you being with me. The least I can do for you is make your trip as luxurious as I can afford, so that in the future, it's an appealing employment opportunity for you. You think, flipping out, if I go there with that person, it's going to be a pleasant experience. Whereas if you come abroad and they're having to buy their own food and they're having to do this and sort that out, they're going to see it as a hassle, So I try and make it as good as possible. So this argument, as you've just seen, was quite a long argument. Now, I don't plan on chopping anything out of that, because I'll be accused of editing it or making it look one way. It's quite a long argument, and I may edit parts out to shorten it. I don't know. I won't know until I watch it back. So that happened, and then, as I've just said, I took him out for food in the Eiffel Tower area. Went to quite an expensive restaurant there. Flipping out, everywhere there's expensive. Not that the money matters, I'm just saying, like, no expense was spared. I wanted him and me to enjoy the time there. Just before we get to on the way to the food restaurant, the food place, another argument starts over the same topic. Yeah, and right now I don't remember details of that, but in my head I was like, for God's sake, like, just shut up about this flipping race thing. I don't care about this right now. I care about getting my content, you being a bodyguard, and basically being how you normally are on a video, which was like, I love how you normally used to be, and we're going to go and eat now. But no, he wouldn't drop it. And in the end, I had to stop and say, look, I can't deal with this right now. I have to just zone out and not argue or debate anymore. Let's go for food. Because he's asking me to choose the restaurant, and I'm looking at my map, and he's still going on in my ear, and I'm like, just shut up for a second. If you want me to choose a restaurant, just be quiet, let me look at my phone, let me choose where we're going to go, and let's relax and have a meal. Maybe we were both hungry and thought maybe some food will help, The food wasn't the issue, but at that point I thought maybe we just need to chill out and eat, right? I'm going to play you that little bit now.
I pray in Jesus' name that the Lord will release provisions to you in this new season.
This guy's here, like, it's legit, but people around the world maybe never been to Paris, interested in it, want to see it. But the second that some of these people see the camera, they're like, they don't like it. But
that's because people are portraying them in a certain light.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I'm just standing there, literally not doing anything. I haven't even got my camera out,
Yeah. Maybe you could get something up on Google Translate and just say, I'm just filming, I'm not saying anything.
I can show it, yeah, for sure.
Like that. And then just show it to them and say, no problem. That might make them a little bit less tense or whatever. One moment. He's wait.
I don't know why I should be polite to somebody that's telling me not to record. Like,
yeah, but he
you know what I mean?
he doesn't know how to explain his point of view. So if you explain to him, like, oh, you're recording.
Okay.
Language barrier, innit?
I'm not sure. We'll see in a minute, but yeah. Bad video play.
Oh.
Bad video play.
Okay. So he thinks that people are taking bad. That's what he said, isn't it? So I said to you, people are portraying him in a light. They've probably seen the viral videos, and they're saying people are just taking bad videos of them. So that's why they're hostile towards normal cameras. See? So now you just say, do you mean people have taken already bad videos of you, so you can understand their perspective more? You see?
No?
No, sorry.
You mean past experience?
No video, no photo.
It's okay, relax. We're going to keep walking.
Okay.
We're just showing everything. That's all. I think he just said like camera's a bad thing, filming is bad.
No, you said bad video play. Here to film viral content.
Stay here.
There's a kind of like a focal point that you have, or like an intention that you have.
But I'm just standing there talking to you, and he looked at that and was like, no camera.
Yeah, because
that's disrespectful. I think.
I don't think that's disrespectful, because you know that you're putting him on camera. So it's not disrespectful that he felt that he wanted to tell you to stop. You might feel disrespected that he told you to stop. He might feel disrespected that you want to record him. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Has to be like that, doesn't it?
I don't know. We can disagree on that.
Fair enough.
It's legal to record.
Yeah, but this has been happening since these guys have been here since 2016 when I used to come here.
But for me, it's new.
Right.
Right? So if I want to film it and spend 30 seconds there just narrating it and saying, oh, more towers being sold on this end of the tower today, here's the guy selling them, and I keep walking, I can do that. If they want to kick off and say, oh, no camera or whatever, it's not my issue. It's not my fault. I'm allowed to do that. Providing I don't harass him, or I don't narrate it in a way to, paint him in a bad light for no reason, then they should just ignore me.
Personally, I just think there's a reason why there's a lot of these auditors and YouTubers are starting to get in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be one of them.
Hopefully not.
I'm not going to be one of them.
I just mean, I don't mean in terms of like courts and police. I mean in terms of like confrontation and stuff as well.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think I think these guys. I don't know whether they're here legally or illegally. They definitely don't have a job, so to speak. I wouldn't say that's a job. I say that if that was in England, I think that would be classed as self-employed, wouldn't it? Definitely. Unless they're part of an overall business, kind of like a company name that they're all under. But I mean, it looks self-employed. And again, whether they're here legally or illegally, I don't know. But I probably feel like they're probably so hostile because they feel victimised and harassed. I would say they do.
Yeah, so if I go over now and I ask a genuine question, right, whatever it might be, what could I ask? I could say something like,
I think the thing is like...
but they're going to be hostile straight away.
That's because you've got the camera out.
I'm allowed to have it out.
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to cover it up to go and ask my question, should I?
No, but sometimes you have to be. Sometimes showing courtesy to people gets you what you want. Sometimes it's the courtesy that you can show. I think that attitude. I think not attitude. The stance that a lot of YouTubers have is, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I think that's why the content has gone that way.
But if I want to get an interaction on camera from somebody selling those things today, let's use these guys as an example. If I want to walk over there and get an interaction, rather than going over there and I'm hostile or I'm narrating it badly straight away, which is going to cause them to then kick off negatively. If I go over there and ask a genuine question and they react hostilely to me, then that's not my fault. Yeah, the camera's there, but...
Yeah, but again, it's about perception, isn't it?
I'm there to get my interaction, so the camera has to be on for me.
Yeah, exactly, for
they
you.
They see the camera and they think...
So the camera's on for you, but you're using the camera to record somebody else. So you have to consider what you need for you, but you also have to consider the opposing.
So if I can get what I need by being polite, respectful and courteous without doing anything negative or painting a bad light first, then that's a good thing. That's a balance.
That's a good thing.
That person may never be happy with that camera.
Exactly. So then you would never get your footage. So then it would always be confrontational regardless. So then you have to take a step. You have to go one process. You have to go one step backwards in the process and say, okay, if I am going to be courteous and I do want the interaction and I'm considering their feelings, what can I do before that point to get the interaction so they can see that I'm courteous and not like so that's the piece of the puzzle.
But then part of the content is that initial candid, unplanned. If I go over there and say, I'm not filming at the moment, I want to do an interaction, that's a completely different type of content.
No,
it may still work, but...
No, I don't think there would be any problem with you doing a piece afterwards and saying, okay, I went over to the guy, I approached him. I think commenters and subscribers would actually be pleased at the consideration that you would show. I think they would. But.
So if I go over and ask a genuine question now,
but have your questions ready, so you've got your question ready. I would even say, and again, you might not feel like you have to, but for the sake of being courteous and getting the interaction, I would literally say, look, I covered my camera to respect you. I don't know what you feel, but what has happened before to make you hostile to the camera? And then get his answer, get him to type his answer. And then you might not even need, you can show your phone on the camera and say, look, I didn't record him, being respectful, but this is what's happened to make him hostile to the camera in the first place. And you still got the same thing without getting a confrontation. But again, you do what you want to do. I'm just saying how I would do it or how I would think about it.
I think it's overthinking it a bit.
I don't think so.
I could do that. I may not get any content with him in, and then I've just wasted my time.
If that's how you look at it. I don't think of it in that perspective.
Because while we were talking, there were two more come onto that corner watching us, just random people who were with him. Two more behind that tree, and they've now vanished. So that type of thing, I would like to get on my video and be like, is this part of like a bigger business here? Are they watching because they're feeling a threat from me, or is it just their friends? But yeah, basically, I am going to be nice to these people. If they're hostile, it's on them.
I don't think it's hostile, bro. I just think they've had experiences that make them not want to engage with people that have got cameras on the chest. And
But around there, I walked past, and as I walked past the film, I didn't stop. I didn't try and talk to them, and he put his finger up. That's hostile.
yeah, because he already asked you to stop, so in his mind he feels justified. So this is why I said to you, when anyone feels justified in their behaviour, it would take an intervention of some type to convince them otherwise to behave differently, right? So if no intervention ever happens, they'll keep behaving in that way. Because in his mind, the reasoning that he has is that he's justified. Because your perspective is that they should be on side with you and they should feel, okay, yeah, filming is legal, cameras are legal, so if he's filming me, I have to accept it. But then from his perspective, he doesn't want to be filmed, so he doesn't have to accept it. But then from your perspective, you would obviously want him to go along with what you're doing because it would help for the vlogging purposes. But I think, like, for example, what I was trying to say to you before is, you know that these guys are Senegalese is because these guys are 6'5", 6'4", 100 kilos, 16 stone,
yeah.
No training, and they've been wrestling all their life. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think if Fred and those other bodyguards ran into someone like him, I think they come unstuck very quickly. But they have lookers as well. Like this guy is a lookout.
Yeah, definitely.
As well, yeah.
Definitely a lookout. A lookout for what though?
Okay.
Because yeah.
Okay.
You know,
yeah. Okay.
So I didn't know. Wow. Wow, yeah, no problem.
So I asked him.
Right.
Video, no.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What? Ah,
Oui. Voilà.
Ouais, c'est pas grave.
Voilà. So I explained it. So I said to them,
Yeah.
in the translation, and saying, you have had bad experiences with other YouTubers painting you in a light, and that's why you don't want to talk to us. And he said, you understand.
Okay. Yeah. That tall guy, I think, understood earlier that
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
These other YouTubers, they've probably seen the videos. Do you know what I mean? So then now it's like, we're not talking to you, period. That's where we are. These guys feel disrespected, so that's probably why some of them on the backside are putting up fingers, which is what I was telling you. It's anyone who's had trauma, anyone who's had a bad experience would not want to go through something similar like that again. That's what these guys are looking at it like. That's exactly their perspective.
I don't think we're going to agree, to be fair. Which is fine. It's not
it's fine, even if we don't agree. But the point is that you've tried to get videos with them, and they don't want to talk to you. So even if you don't agree, you've not got the video, which proves my point.
I have got the video. I filmed all 22 of them, and only 2 of them got...
but I mean, like, you haven't had any other than the one that I started. Every good interaction you've had with these trinket sellers is because of my initiation. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say to you is that the videos and the content that you probably would have hoped for, it's not possible because of their bad experiences.
If you weren't here today, and I would have just gone out and done whatever I thought was...
I think you would have got beat up.
You're saying I probably would have got beat up. Like, it's a tourist area. I wasn't running in there like some of the YouTubers have done with a fart gun or you know, like, proper attacking a group of scammers. Like, I would have just walked around and filmed them and said, oh, this guy is selling, there's 2, 3, 4. I may have tried to talk to a few of them and they may have got hostile. That's it. That's what I would have done if he hadn't have been there. And that's what I did on the day I was on my own. And if you watch the most recent Paris video called Paris Scammers on the thumbnail, most of that, or at least half of it, if you watch, I filmed on my own. And I went to exactly the same places on my own. And I didn't get beat up. I didn't even have any heated confrontations. I just filmed what I wanted to film without being told what I can and can't do by him. I found his behaviour quite controlling in a manipulative way because he kept playing the race card. And because he'd apologised earlier in the day for that, I kind of felt bad, and I felt like, you know, I'm a human, I have feelings, and, you know, he was a friend as well at the end of the day. And I did feel in my heart that, you know, it was coming from a genuine place. He wasn't just being a dick for no reason. Like, he clearly had some strong beliefs on that whole topic, and I don't blame him, you know, because history would tell you that there's a good reason for that. But I wasn't there for that reason. I was there to just film whatever was going on. And the area has a bad reputation for scammers and people selling these cheap Eiffel Towers for extortionate prices and being pushy with it. Photos and charging people for taking a photo on your own flipping phone. Pickpocketers, charity scams. We experienced all of that. But the part you're watching now was very early on in the first day. And in my heart, I just felt like I want to listen to him. I want to try and keep him happy and do it his way, because at the end of the day, I thought, like, he's never done this before. Maybe it's me. But I'm watching it back now again and again, and I'm like, I literally did nothing wrong. Like, that part just then, I was literally standing there talking to him, and I got the body camera strapped on, and the guy pointing at it, kicking off, and it's like, that is disrespectful. Like, I'm allowed to stand there at a tourist location with the body camera on. Don't care whether he thinks I'm filming him for my YouTube channel or I'm not filming him. At that point, I wasn't filming him. I was just literally standing there talking to the bodyguard, you know? He just happened to be right in front of me selling his stuff, you know? And he kicked off. It was a prime example that the camera was like a flipping weapon to them. And if you're not doing nothing wrong, why would you care, you know? So it went on and on and on, but like, I wouldn't have got beaten up. And if I did, fine, it's on me, my mistake. I judged it wrong. But to go about it in the way that he's saying, and to basically cover the camera up and ask, and if they say no, walk away, that's not what my content's about. That's not what I'm there for. Like, he may want to do that. He may want to walk around and just vlog like that and not film anything interesting other than buildings and talking behind the camera. Fine. That's not how I do my content. You know, and it felt like he was almost having a bit of experience himself at YouTubing, and he's trying to like push it onto me of how I should do it. And I think some of the points he mentioned were valid. other YouTubers are behaving badly. Some of them do, and some people chase the content too much. And I've been there, done that myself. Not so much in a racist way, but I've at times pushed it too much, or I've created a situation that shouldn't have happened. You know, we've all done it. All YouTubers that film like controversial content have done that before, and we all look back and go, "Oh, it's a bit cringy. We should have just walked away." You know, it happens. We all make mistakes. We're only human at the end of the day. And a lot of the things he was saying made sense. But the way he did it and everything else he kept banging on about and rabbiting in my ear about, oh, they're all from here, they're all from there, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm just like, at this point you're watching now, you're about to watch, it was like at the end of the day, I had like 4 or 5 hours at that point of it, pretty much non-stop all day. And it made me feel like I can't film anything because I'm going to film it and he's going to be pissed off or he's going to be in my ear again. I just thought I'll just avoid the hassle. You know, a bit like if you're in a relationship and like your partner's like that kind of person, they're nagging you all the time, you're just going to be like, do you know what, I just won't do what I want to do because then they won't nag me. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like. And I feel bad saying that because every other time I've been with this person, he's been a good person. I haven't seen that side of him, but this particular time it was a different person, and I'm going to continue playing it now. And you'll see what happens. I do apologise for the video being so long, but it is what it is, you know? What I would have done, I would have just filmed them like I just did. I'd have walked past, narrated it. I may have tried to talk to one of them and say, how much is it and how long have you been here and stuff, but if they didn't understand me, fine. And I'd have kept going.
I think without me here, the fact that people would have noticed your camera, I think they would have been even more...
Yeah, perhaps. We can't imagine what would or wouldn't have happened. Just saying that I wouldn't have tried to interview them necessarily. Just film what's going on and show people. Walking past, vlogging, talking to the camera, saying, oh, look, one here, cool, one here. That's it. Yeah, that's all I would have done.
Yeah, so my point is that the footage that you would have hoped for, because you said that you wanted to interview people, and you stood on that step right there.
Yeah, not necessarily people like that, just normal people.
Yeah, well, regardless, the interviews that you might have hoped for or would have wanted, I don't think that they would have been possible to get, or you would have got them, because these people have got bad experiences and they've got trauma with other YouTubers. That's what I personally believe, and I believe that there's an unwillingness to make contact. That's what I believe, and the proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
You may be right on that, mate.
I think I'm definitely right on that. I've just spoke to 2 of them, I've shown 3 of them a message, and they said, and all 3 of them shook my hand and said, "You're right. Yes, you know, you know."
Get a photo of this. We getting food then, mate?
Yeah.
I feel drained, I do. Just all the debating, I'll be honest.
I know, I'm used to debating. I debate 4 hours on a TikTok now.
Yeah, but that's not me, mate, you know?
And what I can see is that these guys don't want to talk to you, and they're automatically in a stance of, I don't want any videos taken of me, what I'm doing here, because of what they've written.
That's fine.
I asked 2 of them a question, and he said, yeah, you're right, 3 actually. If I showed every single one of them that same question that I put, and we can even test it.
Yeah, but I'm not here to look at their history and what. I'm not here for that, am I? I'm just here to film what they're doing.
But that's a part of their response to seeing you.
Yeah.
So they're not taking that into consideration and then wondering why they're behaving like that, or narrating that they're behaving like that. I think is inconsistent with the video or the purpose of actually taking.
No, but I literally explained just now on the video that that's what conclusion we've came to for a lot of them. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna.
No, you said that I'm not right. When you walked off to get your picture, you said I don't think they're right.
Yeah, about that point that you said at that exact second. I just feel like we're arguing, mate, and I'm not here to argue.
I don't argue, bro.
Well, we are.
I don't argue.
We're just debating.
I think you're arguing, but I'm not.
We're debating opinions on it, and
I don't think it's an opinion, bro. I've literally showed these sellers.
See what I mean? You're saying it's a fact. I don't,
it is a fact.
I'm not here.
3 sellers.
I'm not here to debate if it's a fact, mate. I'm just here to film my content with you in a situation where you're happy. So I'm not going to film something stupid which you disagree with.
So then are you admitting that you film stupid things?
I'm saying that I'm here to film it, and that's it. I'm not going to go and film something that the bodyguard disagrees with, because then that's not good. So if I ever go and film something that you do disagree with, yeah, tell me, which you did in the morning. But other than that, I don't want to debate why these guys are hostile or why this or why that.
No, but
within
that's what
reason, I don't care.
You've already said that on your video, though. You've already said that they're hostile on your video. So off camera, I'm explaining to you why they are.
Yeah, but down there on camera, not sure whether you heard me say it. I said we've come to the conclusion that a lot of these guys are hostile because of, and your reason I said that, literally just down there at the bottom of the tower, just now.
Yeah, so I'm
Due to
allowed to
YouTubers and blah blah blah.
So I'm allowed to keep talking about it once
course,
you put it on your
of
video.
course.
So then what are you on about then?
Mate, I just feel drained right now, mate. I can't keep going on
I
with
don't
this.
know what your problem is.
I did sit down, sorry. I'm just sitting down, mate.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what your problem is.
I don't have a problem.
No, you're saying that you don't, but
I don't have a problem.
I'm trying to speak to you, and this is the second time it's happened today, and you're literally just taking the opposite. Like, your problem with being agreeable is like really like hard.
It feels like no matter who I film, if they're of that origin, you're never gonna see anything bad about them. It's always gonna be.
So am I supposed to be seeing?
It could be positive. No,
so
but it feels like you're going biased to that way. That like.
So what did you see about them that was bad that I haven't seen?
You're asking me to explain, mate. But you're asking me another question on that explanation.
Yeah.
Right.
So and you answered the question.
Okay.
So what did you see about them that was bad that I haven't seen?
I'll give you an example. You may not be able to like relate to, but when I went out with Fu last, we went to a hotel.
In Paris?
No. Went to
I'm
a.
speaking about Paris.
But I'm giving you an example.
Oh, right.
I can't explain what's going on now easily because I'm involved now. But with him, he's obviously a Muslim, right? And we went to a migrant hotel, and no matter what they did, he was like, they're still golden boys, basically. And I was like, look, mate, how they've just behaved, you can't defend that. But he did. And he did because he's a Muslim and he, to a point, will always back people in the hotels, right? He thinks they should be allowed to stay here, all of them, illegal or not. Right. So me and him are never going to agree on the hotel situation. Well, if I go to a hotel and they behave really badly, like the guy that got his thing out, he's always going to feel a bit like, not agree with that, right? And I feel like this here, it's not that bad, but I feel like it's a little bit like that no matter.
So what have you seen that they've done that's bad that I refuse to see, or that I can't see?
But I'm not pointing out things they're doing wrong.
So then what's your point then?
But I'm just filming them.
Right? And did they say that there was a problem with you filming them?
But them getting hostile or put his finger up or whatever they're doing, saying no to the camera.
Right.
Like, I feel like you're getting involved in that part of it when it's like, just let them do it. I'll film it and I'll move on.
So I've asked them why are they hostile to the camera?
No, I know at the end you did. I mean, before that, I felt like we were debating it or talking and trying to explain to each other. I felt I was trying to justify why I was going to film it, but I don't really want to feel I have to do that. I just want to film it. And if you disagree with it, then yeah, tell me. But
yeah, so before I showed them what was on my phone.
Should we eat? Because we're both hungry, yeah?
Yeah,
let's eat.
Before I showed them what was on my phone, I never said anything to you about filming them.
Let's eat.
Yeah,
we keep talking.
No, but my point is, before I showed them the questions that I had on my phone, I never mentioned anything to you verbally about you filming these people. Other than this morning.
Oh, I felt since maybe that, but I maybe felt like I can't film certain things. So I don't want you to be annoyed or upset or feel like it's.
No, but
I don't want it to happen.
The initial question: what have you seen about these people that's bad that I haven't seen? Because you're comparing the situation to Fu and the Muslims when he sees.
There's an example of where he saw something happen,
right.
which.
And what have I seen happen that I'm unable to see that was bad, and I can't say it's bad because I'm black like them?
It's not about being black.
No, but you said that we share the same origin.
He put his finger up. Example.
I didn't see that. The guy that was walking towards us.
No. Those two not happy. Oh. We had a talk in the corner about the guy on the corner that you just spoke. He put his finger up.
Oh yeah.
Him.
So he was stood.
But
the guy
his whole reaction was not polite. It was rude, in my opinion.
Right.
That's it. It was rude.
Yeah, and I never said that he was right in what he did, because you shouldn't put your fingers up at people. but he was justified in his own mind.
Perhaps he was.
No, he was. That's
Everybody's
why he did
justified
it.
in what they do.
Exactly
in their head, aren't
my
they?
point. This is what I said every time. He was justified in his own mind doing that. So for his behaviour to change, he would need an intervention to break that process in thinking like that. Somebody outside of their life would have to come, or somebody would have to speak to them to try to convince them that's wrong. You're not going to convince them by taking a video or me standing on the street with them. Nobody's going to do that. No, you can't convince someone like that.
Okay.
So that's my position that I've said. I'm not saying that him putting the finger up at you or me is right. I never said that. I said that he's justified in his own mind.
We had the food, and I thought he was really ungrateful with the food, I'll be honest with you. He ordered steak, but he didn't choose steak. He chose, it basically came as minced meat compressed together like a steak burger. Like a burger basically, but it was there was no bun, it was just the meat. But obviously if you're expecting a piece of meat and you get a piece of meat that turns up and it's like a burger kind of meat, the texture's going to be like, whoa, what's that? But anyway, he just seemed ungrateful about that. Oh, I don't really like it, or this, or that. And I just thought, like, it's a free flipping meal. It's a very nice meal. Just don't complain, man. Like, if you don't want to eat it, just tell me and I'll order you a different meal. But just to pick at it and complain about it, it's just downright disrespectful. If it was me, I'd have just been like, look, this hasn't really turned out how I want it to be. I'm going to maybe just complain and see if I can get it changed. Do you mind? Didn't say that, just moaned the whole meal. Which puts a downer on the mood after we've just argued twice over a flipping race debate when I'm not there to argue with my bodyguard. I'm there to get content, right? So anyway, that day was done. Went back to the hotel. He did his thing, I did my thing after that. I would have gone out at night with him, but I felt like it was better to just take a break. We'd both travelled that day, and I thought maybe we were just tired. No, sorry, we travelled the day before. But I thought maybe it was just one of those days where we were hungry or tired, and you know, if somebody's out of character, you normally start to think, well, why? Maybe they've got their own stuff going on, and left it down to that really. But one thing that did happen that day is he apologised to me. He apologised for that outburst numerous times, and I'm pretty sure I have that on body camera. So he apologised for that, and I thought, like, because he's apologising for it, that you know, it's not me. Like, something's going on with him, and he's accepted it and realised it. And I thought, cool, no worries. Like, who cares? People have bad days, isn't it? Right? So yeah, the next day came, and we went to a place called Rosa Parks in Paris. Now, I'd actually looked up where to go the night before, and I found that Rosa Parks was a rough area in Paris, and it would make a good possible video. Now, I hadn't done any research about why it's called Rosa Parks. It's actually named after a black female activist. I had no idea, right? Maybe I'm a bit stupid, maybe I didn't research enough. Yeah, I'm not really there to talk about the history of the place, but I don't understand why my bodyguard for that day was particularly hot on that topic. I can understand. So when I said I'm going to Rosa Parks, the first thing he said was, oh, do you know why it's called that? And I said, no. Well, he said, do you know who it's named after? I said, no. He said, oh, okay. And I said, well, are you going to tell me? And then what I did while we were walking around Rosa Parks, I went on ChatGPT and I just put it in to see what it was about, basically. And, you know, the basics it come up with. And I said, yeah, that's actually interesting, and I will maybe mention a couple of paragraphs or a couple of sentences from there, right? I mean, I wouldn't usually do that, but I thought, like, if a place in Paris is named after somebody for a reason, and there's a little bit of a story behind it, it may be kind of nice to go into slight detail about that. So we walk around Rosa Parks, and then we come across these billboards, and one of the billboards has a black lady on. And I'm panning my camera, and this part was actually in the video. I'm panning my camera, and I said, so guys, this is Rosa Parks. This is Rosa Parks. And here are some pretty cool artwork.
That's not Rosa Parks.
No, I know.
You just said this is Rosa Parks.
No, this is Rosa Parks. I wasn't facing these at the time. And what I meant is, like I'm going to do now, guys, this is Rosa Parks. And then just here, there were these billboards with these black people on, right? And he assumed that I was talking about, this is Rosa Parks, and I'm pointing at the billboards. Easy mistake to make. I said, no, I wasn't filming her. And he goes, yeah, but you've just filmed the billboard. And I was like, yeah, but I've just told you that I didn't mean to say it at that exact moment. I didn't mean the billboard was her. That was it. All he had to say was, oh, by the way, Dan, you know, just so you know, that's not her, you know. And I'd have been like, yeah, cool. Like, don't worry, I got it, you know. And literally from there, and bearing in mind, this is like the next morning at like 11:30ish. So after the night before having all those arguments and debates, I'd gone to bed quite drained, quite annoyed and confused about why that had happened. And then of course we wake up and we go here, and straight away there's another argument about to start. The worst one of the worst ones. And it ensued from there. And I will play you the full argument, and I do apologise that these arguments are quite long. But he has said, I will edit them and I will make me look good. Sorry, make him look bad, me look good. That is not possible. If anybody watches these arguments in full, they are never ever going to say that I said anything wrong, or I behaved wrongly, or I said anything out of turn. It will 100% be on him. I know that. I 100% know that. And the two people who I've sent little snippets of it to privately have said, flip here now, like, how did you keep your patience during that? That was really out of order by him, right? Now, of course, I may have edited that in a way to make it look that way, fine. But there's no way that can happen. So I'm going to play you now the full argument. But basically, it was about the race debate again. Him saying, I can't talk about Rosa Parks if I don't see skin colour. Because the night before, I'd said to him, I don't see skin colour. I don't. If someone's misbehaving, and there's 30 people misbehaving in Paris, and they're all black, or they're all white, or they're all from somewhere, wherever, I don't care about that. I may make a comment on it and say, well, demographically, these people are high percentage from here or from here. Maybe I might say that. But that's not my aim of the video. My aim is to film what they're doing, and if it's wrong or scammy or whatever they're doing, my aim is to film that and show people. That's it. So because I said I don't see skin colour, apparently he's using that against me now. Apparently I can't talk about Rosa Parks. Why? It's my video, it's my channel. I can talk about whoever I want on my video. I can talk about a white person, a black person. I can talk about whoever I like, providing I'm not racist, or I'm not going to be like, you know, insultive or be unfair to a certain demographic of people. I can talk about whoever I want. And either way, it's not the bodyguard's problem. And I've always said this. If I'm going to film something or narrate something with the bodyguard visibly behind me or next to me in the video, and they disagree with what I'm saying. So if I'm like to go out and say, right, they're like, you know, blatantly being racist, right? I can understand that bodyguard's going to go, well, hold on, you can't say that, you know? Because as a friend, they would want me not to look racist or bad or whatever it is I'm doing wrong. But at the same time, they're going to be in the video, so that's like linked to them. Unless that happens, the bodyguard shouldn't get involved with what I can and can't talk about. If I want to talk about the history of Rosa Parks area and why it got named Rosa Parks, and read 2 or 3 minutes about who Rosa Parks is and what she did, I can do that. He should not be telling me, if you don't see skin colour, you can't talk about her. Why the hell not? Why? Am I telling him that you can't go and do a live stream and talk about me because I'm white? No, you talk about whoever the hell you want. What's his problem? Gare Rosa Parks is named after Rosa Parks herself, American civil rights activist. That's interesting, isn't it? Global symbol of resistance to racial segregation. That's actually a really interesting story. Definitely go into that before we go. We're going to head off now. We're going to move area, but there's the dog there. And yeah, this is Rosa Parks, and here are some pretty cool artwork. And
Not Rosa Parks.
no, I know.
You just said this is Rosa Parks.
No, this is Rosa Parks. I wasn't facing these at the time.
But if if you record a black woman and say this is Rosa Parks, your viewers will think.
No, I didn't record the black woman. I was here. I was recording the dog. I said the dog's there, and then I said this is Rosa Parks.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is what I seen is your camera pointing towards.
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
You don't know what Rosa Parks looks like, so I'm just letting you know.
Cool. Then I noticed these, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful artwork going on here. No, I'm going to do my talk about Rosa Parks now.
Remember, you can't do skin colour.
But you clearly can.
Yeah, I know.
But I wasn't. I didn't even look at those at that time.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you're going to talk about Rosa Parks. You can't see skin colour though, so you shouldn't.
You're saying I shouldn't talk about her?
No.
Why?
Because you can't see skin colour. That's what you said yesterday.
Let's not get into this again.
No, let's.
No, I'm here to get content, not to debate that again.
Yeah.
Please.
So do you understand Rosa Parks? Do you know anything about what she stood for, other than what Google's just told you?
Other than what ChatGPT has given me, that's what I'm going to go into. If it's wrong, and you hear it's wrong, tell me.
No, you just told me that you're going to get your content, so get your content, and then I'm sure your commenters will let you know.
Why do we have to have this every time it's about a black woman or a black person? I don't get it.
You said you can't see skin colour yesterday, so then why would you talk about Rosa Parks? And then you don't know anything about Rosa Parks.
If you have a problem with what I'm about to get my content, go and do your thing, and I'm going to get my content.
I'm asking you a question,
I don't want to
and
answer
you said I
the
had a
question.
problem. All right, well then don't answer it. I just said to you, get your content, and your commenters will let you know. That's what I said to you, didn't I?
You have to have a dig about it.
No, it's not a dig. If you've took it as a dig, then
is a dig.
you took it as a dig. It's not a dig.
It is a dig. I know nothing about Rosa Parks, which is obvious.
Okay
When I came,
then, so
when I
there
came,
you go.
when I came, and you said to me, "Do you know who it is?"
Exactly.
Right.
So it's not just Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. Isn't just something you can just touch on in passing. You have to know what they stood for in order to touch on.
When I arrived and you said what you said, I said, "Can you explain to me then?" And you said, "No. Do your research or whatever you said."
I didn't say that. I said, "Do you know anything about Rosa Parks?"
And I said no. And I said,
Can
you could explain to me then.
And I said, "No."
You
I'd
said
rather
no.
not.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to help me with that. I've done the basic
literally
research
just
I can
tried to
do.
speak to you and say to you, "Do you know anything about Rosa Parks?"
Yep.
And
But you know I
said to
don't.
me, I don't want to get into this now.
You know I don't, because when I arrived I said I don't.
Picking and choosing, man.
No.
You don't know. You have to understand the social injustice and the civil undertone of Rosa Parks or someone like Martin Luther King.
Yes.
In order to speak about it.
Which is why when I arrived, and you clearly knew more about it than me,
Of course
I
do.
said, when I do it, I can film it, and you can help me and explain that, because clearly you're going to know more about it
you
than
want
me.
help. I think you just want the content, which is why I said just film what you know, and your commenters will let you know. Just film what you know. Innit? If you knew that you was coming to a place called Rosa Parks, if you did your due diligence, like you said you'd done your research, you would already know who Rosa Parks was.
Right. I'm not having this out with you again today.
I just said film what you're filming. That's what I literally just
But
said.
I don't want to have you going, oh, you don't see skin
I
colour.
literally just said
You've started
film,
this now, not me.
I literally just said film what you film and get your content, and your viewers, your commenters will let you know what you
But you
filmed.
don't need to say that.
Why don't I need to say that?
Why do you even need to say that that's not Rosa Parks?
Because you said this is
Yes.
Rosa Parks.
And when I said to you I wasn't filming that, I was filming
You said
through.
that after.
Yeah, but when I said that, you should have gone, oh, okay, my bad, or whatever, cool.
It's not my
But you didn't.
bad,
You go,
though.
you don't see
If
skin
you-
colour.
look,
You shouldn't
if
film it if you don't see skin colour.
If you hold a camera like that out in front of you and you go past a black woman and you say, "This is Rosa Parks,"
I'm not having
I'm
this.
going to say to you, bro, it's not Rosa Parks.
I'm not having this black woman, black man racist thing today.
Oh, bro,
yeah, I'm not having it today. Yesterday I was drained. I can't do it for another day.
I said, all right, I'll say it for the fifth time. Record your content.
That's what I was going to do.
So do it then.
But you've pulled me on it.
No, I pulled you on it because you was wrong.
If you have more information about Rosa Parks, which you obviously do,
Which I just told
And
you
the-
that wasn't Rosa Parks.
and the viewer-
And it wasn't Rosa Parks, was it?
and the viewer and me will learn more if you were to explain it.
Nah, bro.
Then please be involved and explain it, and we'll
Nah,
walk
I don't
through
need
there.
to be involved, man. Just film your stuff in it.
But you are involved.
I'm not involved.
You're literally making yourself involved by saying
not,
that.
I'm not. I'm
saying I don't see skin colour.
Unless you're gonna post what we're talking
You're
about,
telling me
then I'm not involved, am I?
You're telling
I
me
tried to give you advice a few times, and you don't want to take it.
you're
So
telling
said,
me I can't
your-
film Rosa Parks unless I know what you know.
No, I never said you can't. I said you shouldn't.
Well, if I don't see skin colour, I shouldn't talk about it.
No, yeah, but
Why?
that's what you said yesterday.
I'm just giving a brief history on what the place is called and why. What has skin colour got to do with it?
Because Rosa Parks was a black activist that stood up for black civil rights.
So I will learn, when I read that, that will literally be me learning that I don't know yet. I'm going to read it and go, okay, that's a cool story. That's interesting.
It's not a cool story. People got hanged from trees and burnt alive.
I don't know about it.
Well, then that's why you shouldn't talk about it until you've learned.
But I've just said to you, you can help me with that.
No.
When I arrived, you said no.
Research it, and do your due diligence. So record the things you need to record. Go away, do your due diligence, and then narrate it. Yeah, narrate it. Go back to your hotel. Or go back to when you're back to England. Then record yourself talking about, okay, so I've done some research on the Rosa Parks situation. This is what happened. This was the history.
Well do that.
This.
I could well do that, but I would also walk through there and read off what I learned on there.
All right.
Very basic,
So
clearly.
I'll say it for the 6th time. Film your content, and your commenters, they will let you know.
Should we do something else today, mate?
If you get a camera, and then you record across a bunch of black women, obviously I'm going to assume, because you don't know who Rosa Parks is when I first asked you, yeah, this ain't Rosa Parks, bro. You say, oh yeah, no, I'm not. Well, if you got a GoPro on a stick in your hand and you're walking across black women and you say, this is Rosa Parks, you've said this is Rosa Parks. So I'm okay, I just got to let him know that's not Rosa Parks. Don't put that in your video because your commenters are going to get on you for that. So I'm helping you out, mate. But you do what you're doing, man. You do what you're doing.
This isn't working, mate.
No, I think it is. I think I helped you out.
Before we used to...
If you put her face on the internet...
Forget her.
Yeah, if you put any of these women's face on the internet and say, this is Rosa Parks, and you leave that video...
Did I say that? Did I say that filming her? No.
Yes, you did.
I was panning. And my hand was going, this is Rosa Parks.
Was you recording yourself when you was doing that?
No.
Right, so I was right to make the judgment that you was recording these women, or that woman that you started on, as Rosa Parks. Did you know what colour Rosa Parks was?
I can't do this.
No, it's just a conversation, mate. Did you know what colour
It's not
Rosa
a conversation I want to
Parks
have, mate. I'm here to make my content.
was? So then I've said, okay, for the 7th time.
I'm not here to debate people's skin colour, why I film them, if I can talk about them, if I know about them or not.
Right.
I'm not here for that.
So then the point, again, man, I'm trying to educate you. You say, oh, why don't you help me and speak from a video? So then I try and help you.
I offered you and you said no.
Exactly, and I'm still trying to talk to you.
But this is the wrong way of doing it.
I've told you to record, and you're still not recording.
This is the 3rd time in this trip that you've pulled me on skin colour.
Yeah, because you have an issue with it.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, because you said that it's not about skin colour.
It's not.
So then why are you talking about Rosa Parks then?
Because the area is named after her.
And do you know anything about Rosa Parks?
What's her skin colour got to do with it?
Oh, bro, man. If you put this on there, you're going to get slammed on YouTube, bro. I'm telling you.
Why would I get slammed?
Put it on there and find out.
Put what on there?
This whole conversation, put it on.
Look, why would I put this conversation on there? It's a flipping argument. This is not my content, mate.
Put it on there, bro.
This is just me and you talking.
Okay, then. So if we're talking, yeah.
Well, you think I'm putting this on? I'm not putting this on my video.
I never said you were going to. But
No, of course I'm not.
I said put it on. You know, they say F around and find out. If you're going to talk about Rosa Parks and you're saying that skin colour doesn't matter, you shouldn't talk about Rosa Parks.
So because I'm not racist, I shouldn't talk about anybody that's not white. No, that's rubbish.
You're not racist. No. That's again. That's just, it's gone right over your head.
I'm not racist. As in skin colour to me.
No, it's gone over your head, bro. You're not listening to what I'm saying. If you're saying nothing is about skin colour, then you shouldn't speak about black activists because you don't understand what they were actually fighting for.
So a BBC journalist can't document that.
A BBC journalist that was going to comment on Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, or Malcolm X would see skin colour, which is why they're reporting on it. I'm not saying that I stand behind the BBC as an organisation.
Would see skin colour.
No, they would.
I think you're picking on that thing I've said. What I meant by that is I don't see a human being with black skin or white skin as any different to any other human with a different colour skin. That's what I mean.
Rosa Parks was one of the people who was an activist that was doing stuff for people who... Anyway, I'm going to get into it, bro. I'm just giving you advice that if you're panning across these people and you say, this is Rosa Parks, and you put that in your video, people are going to say, that's not Rosa Parks.
I hadn't even seen these billboards until I clearly said, oh, these are, and then you
all right, bro.
Said what you said.
Whatever,
right?
man. And then I've said to you,
I hadn't seen them.
Content, and whatever you say, I'm sure your commenters will let you know.
I hadn't seen these.
That's fair enough, Phil.
But if you want to point something out, which you did, clearly, then just say, by the way, people might think you're talking about these people. I don't have
to say, by the way, you walked past with a camera and you said, this is Rosa Parks. This said, bro, that's not Rosa Parks, you know. That's all.
But you misunderstood what I was saying because I didn't mean her. So had you said, by the way, you do know that that's not. And I go, oh yeah, I know.
You're not registering what I'm saying. Rosa Parks is a black activist that's a black woman. You don't know that. I know that. So you've gone with
I do, because I've read that down there out to you. I know that.
You didn't read that out to me down there.
Yes.
Rosa Parks is a black woman. You said that she was an activist for black segregation.
I read what's on here, yeah.
So she's an activist for black segregation. You never read out that she was a black woman. So when you went across with your camera, you're filming a black woman and you say, this is Rosa Parks. You don't know what Rosa Parks looks like. So I'm telling you, that's not Rosa Parks.
And I said, oh, I know that, right? And I showed you, I said I was filming the dog. I know that's not her.
How do you know that's not her?
Because I looked at the names and it's in French and there's no Rosa Parks there. I saw that.
But you said this is Rosa Parks, so of course I'm going to say that's not Rosa Parks.
Of course, mate. I get that, and I said I wasn't recording that. But then when you've gone into what you've got into, it's unnecessary.
It's not unnecessary.
It is.
It's not, because you don't know anything about Rosa Parks.
So tell me.
No.
Say to me.
Do your research.
Say to me. When I was going to walk across there and I was going to mention what I've just read on my phone.
It's given a lack of depth, man. It's given a lack of depth, because if you knew from whenever you researched this area you was coming here, you should have done all of the research. That why is it named this? What happened historically over here for it to be named this?
So I decided that at 1 a.m. this morning as a last minute change of plan. I haven't had time to do that due diligence. You're not my manager to tell me that you should have done that. No, but you're talking like you are. I maybe should have done more, but I didn't come with the intention of going here today, other than last night.
So then when you come over here and you start talking about race issues,
I didn't talk about race issues.
No, but you are going to, though.
How am I?
Because you're going to mention Rosa Parks.
Yeah, you've asked me how it was named. Clearly, I thought, well, there's obviously a reason. I've looked into it. It is. There's a good reason. I said down there. It's interesting. Read that.
Because before I asked you about if you know who Rosa Parks is, you were saying that you're going to talk about Rosa Parks, the area.
The area, yeah.
Right. So I said, do you know who she is, or do you know what that means? And you said no.
No clue.
So what I'm trying to say to you is, you probably shouldn't speak about Rosa Parks if you don't know what happened in America, why there was a Rosa Parks, why there was a MLK Jr., why there was a Malcolm
But
X.
I don't have to go into a 20-minute talk about why it's called that.
Well, you should,
just
though.
a brief.
You should.
Okay.
You should do that. Okay,
but I'm willing to take that advice on board. But right now, that may require help from you. So I would have walked through there and done my basic of what I've read, and then you could have gone into it as well.
Because it's your video, you need to do your due diligence on your video. I'm just here to bodyguard you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't get involved with things like this. Just stay quiet.
No, but I'm going to get involved in it because I'm actually helping you out.
So help me out by being in the video and talking about
things. I don't have to help you out by being in the video. I can help you out by not making a massive blunder on your video.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, if you just did what you did and you put that on your channel, in your video, your commenters would, you would get a lot of complaints on your video. Yeah?
I don't think this is working today.
I'm just telling you.
I'm telling you it's not working today.
All right.
I'm not happy right now.
All right. Why? Because I've told you that's not Rosa Parks.
You've been very argumentative the second we got into France.
Right.
And it's pissing me off.
I think what we should do, what day is it today? Saturday.
I'm going to continue my day and get my content today.
So what I want you to do, right, because I really don't know what's wrong with you, and I think this is why you're in so much problems, bro.
Not me.
It definitely is, bro.
3 times now you've pulled the race card. Not the race card, but you've gone into...
I want you to put this on YouTube, because you have to be careful, yeah?
I'm going to put it on YouTube.
You have to be careful how you deal with people that are on your team. You have to be careful how you deal with people that are on your side that are actually trying to help you. Because if you keep...
We've had 3 debates that were not necessary.
So again, I'm not going to go into the previous.
This didn't happen
that was yesterday.
Before.
You have literally come here and said this is Rosa Parks, and I'm telling you it's not. And then I'm telling you, if you're going to speak on Rosa Parks, I don't think you should, because you're not qualified. You don't know anything about the civil rights movement. You shouldn't be saying that to me. Why should I be saying that to you then? Why?
Because it feels like you're doing it because you're saying, well, I know more about black people than you, and if you do it, you shouldn't do it.
No, it's not that I know more about black people, because anyone can go on Google and read about the civil rights movement. What I'm saying to you is if you're gonna talk about the civil rights movement, yeah. Yesterday you said you can't see skin color, so then you shouldn't talk about the civil rights movement and Rosa Parks. That's what I'm saying.
I can talk about what I like.
All right. I tell you what, yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna respectfully ask you to pay me for Friday and for Saturday, and pay me for the hours that I've walked around for you today, so that I can pay for my own flight on my own train home, because I don't want to work with you.
Okay.
All right? So I want you to pay me today, yeah, so that I can leave. I want to go home today, yeah? So
what about the rest of the money I'm going to lose for you being here?
I mean, look, that's. I don't think you're
When you used to bodyguard me before,
I don't think you're going to lose any money because I'm not going to be here with you. You're not going to be buying.
the hotel's paid for, your flight back's paid for, the train down to Marseille tomorrow's paid for. That's like a grand.
The hotel,
I'm not going to get that back.
The hotel in Marseille, you have to pay on arrival, right?
Yeah, but they got my details, so.
Yeah, so it's pay on arrival, so you don't have to pay because someone's not come, right? So you can cancel.
But they've got the card details to.
So can't you cancel me? Have you checked that you can cancel me?
That last minute. So I'd lose. I didn't even mention the hotel. The train down there.
So you can.
Your flight back.
Cancel it. So you're saying you don't want to pay me now?
Did I say that, mate?
No, I'm asking you. It's a question.
I'm saying to you, if we go with what you've just said, I'm going to lose all the money that I've paid for your trip so far. I can't get back. Majority of it I can't get back.
You're still going to be recording videos to make that back though. So you're still going to be getting content.
But you're not going to be here.
I don't need to be here.
So I will essentially have paid double for the trip, and I'm not getting the benefit of what you were here for.
So what was I here for?
To bodyguard.
But you don't need me to bodyguard?
For the reason that you used to meet me before in bodyguard, how you were before, you called it bodyguarding, but
really,
obviously you were on the video, weren't you?
Exactly, really, you're paying bodyguarding rate for a little bit of bodyguarding and for me to appear in your video. So you're paying more for me to appear in your video than you are for me to bodyguard you, which I understand that. But I'm not going to be in your video because you're just unable to accept any kind of counsel or advice. And it
but
really
it's always
is
about the same topic.
Yeah, because
and it gets quite heated on your side, I feel.
So if I'm telling you, if you're doing something and I raise it to you, and you're not able to take it on, and then you do it again, and you do it again, and I raise it to you, that's not on me, that's on you, because you're not listening to what I'm saying.
You're literally saying I can't talk about somebody.
No, I said you shouldn't. There's a difference between me saying you can't do something and me saying
I shouldn't talk about that person if I don't see skin colour.
Exactly.
We disagree on that statement, and I don't feel like that statement.
I feel like 99% of people that watch your YouTube will agree with me.
That statement is not
99%
what you're here for,
of
to
your
tell me
viewers,
that I shouldn't put something in my video.
99% of your subscribers will agree that if you can't see skin colour, you shouldn't talk about Rosa Parks. 99%. I can
talk about what I want on my video.
No, you can.
I can say I've done a little bit of research just now, and blah 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 blah. And if it's wrong, then that wouldn't be good, right? With you being with me, I'm sure if I read something out wrong, you'd pull me on it.
And I just pulled you on it, and you didn't like it.
I haven't started reading it out yet.
No. I just pulled you.
That's nothing to do with Rosa Parks.
Yes, it is.
I named the area.
Why do you think all these black people are here like that?
Okay, so after I finished my pan of where we're going, you could have said, Dan, you do know why these people are here, right? And I would go, no, I don't.
It's obvious, bro, because again, you can't see skin colour, so you can't see that all these black people are on plaques because the area is called Rosa Parks, because Rosa Parks is black, because there must have been some type of civil rights movement over here for black people.
So I was oblivious, I didn't see it from here,
exactly,
yeah?
You're oblivious, so you can't...
So tell me, don't have a go at me.
You can't see skin colour, so you shouldn't talk about it until you're educated to where you can see skin colour.
We're meant to be working together, you're meant to be a friend, as you call yourself to me. You're meant to say, Dan, look, by the way...
So I'm trying to educate you and you don't want to be educated is my point.
Friends don't educate, friends talk to people.
Friends don't educate?
No.
All right. I guess
I'm not here to have a lesson off you or a lecture.
I'm not your friend then, am I? I'm just your bodyguard.
But that's what I felt like.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't feel like you're a friend pulling me and going, Dan.
No, that's fine, bro. I'm not your friend. I'm
Dan,
just your bodyguard.
Do you know what these are for? Rosa Parks.
I'm not even your bodyguard. I'm just here to appear in your videos and help you with your views.
Right, I'm done today, yeah? I don't want to have this out with you. I don't want to have another argument,
bro,
which is exactly what it is.
I've literally just said to you two options, yeah?
Okay, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it.
Right.
We're done here, yeah?
Okay, so just transfer me the money for Friday and Saturday and pay me for what I've walked around with you today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then so I can buy my own plane ticket or buy my own train ticket back to England. Yeah?
Okay, cool.
That's all I need to do. I need to do that before I go, because obviously I don't want to go back to the hotel and not be able to...
I can't do it now,
move.
can I? I need a card reader, my card and everything.
So we need to go back to the hotel so I can leave?
I'll do it later for you, mate. I'm not going to do it right now when you demand me to do it.
It's not, bro, it's not about demanding.
You're cancelling the service.
We're not working anymore together.
You're cancelling the service.
You said, oh, you're not my friend. I'm not, your friends don't educate.
Right,
So
I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to continue my video for
so
today.
You're not going to pay me, is that what you're saying to me?
I'm going to pay you what you've just agreed, what you've just said to me to do. I'll do it later today, before you need it for the flight.
No, but I can't book my flight to go home because it's already 12:43. So
Okay.
I need you to come back with me to pay to sort the card reader out so I can get my transport back to England.
Okay, I can't do that right now.
Why can't you do that
sorry.
right now?
Because I'm here to make my content and try and
you've just got
make my
loads of
money back that I'm
content
going to
here.
lose.
It's literally one train stop. We took one train stop to get here, which is 15
Then I've got to come
minutes,
back here and go to the two other places I'm about to walk to.
which is literally take half an hour, 40 minutes.
You're cancelling this trip.
No, I'm cancelling this trip.
Yes,
because
you are.
You're not listening to what
But I'm not
going to
do it on your terms. I'm not going to come back
It's
now
not
and
about
pay.
being on my terms. I
It
want
is.
to go back to England.
So go back to England.
How can I go back to England if you don't pay me for my service that you've already received?
You want to go back right now?
Yeah, I do.
Then you sort that out and I will pay you
I
later.
want to go back tonight.
Okay, I'm not going to go to your demand of I need to go back now and pay.
This is probably why. So what I reckon is that when you was dealing with those, you agreed.
I'm not
to
having this
pay,
conversation with you,
yeah,
mate.
You agreed to pay with them. You probably didn't pay them when you wanted to be paid for. That's why you probably get in trouble, man. Dan, make sure you pay me, you know.
I said I'll pay you later.
Make sure you pay me, bro. I'm just speaking to you very nicely.
I've said I'll
Make
pay you
sure
later.
pay me
That
for
comment was out of
Friday.
order.
Make sure you pay me for Saturday, and make sure you pay me for my time that I've spent with you today, right?
Don't worry, you'll be paid.
Make sure you pay me, man.
Don't worry, you'll be paid.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the hotel, and I'm gonna wait for you to come back. Don't play about with my money because it's gonna be it's one stop. You see, this is why people make videos about you the way they do, bro. Because your logic and your decision making is so flawed. It's so flawed. All you have to do.
I'm not having this conversation with you.
We can't work together anymore. We both come to that agreement. So all you have to do is say, right, you know what? You want to go home. You've come.
I can't work with you if we're going to keep having the race debate. That's what I can't do.
So then don't
That's
talk
my
about
problem.
racial
That's my
issues
problem.
and not be educated on it.
But I don't have to be. If you're a friend, if we're friends, you can educate me on that and say.
Should we phone Fred? Should we phone Fred? Someone neutral.
What's Fred got to do with it?
I want to ask Fred a question.
And go ahead and ask him. I'm not part of it.
You don't want to be part of the
No, I
conversation.
don't. I'm not here for that.
The question would be, yeah, you shouldn't speak. Okay, then let me say for example, why would I speak on Nazi Germany and what Jews faced and being exterminated if I was not educated about any of the things that happened because Nazi Germany was about racism.
My whole video was about Rosa Parks. I would agree with you what you're saying, but it's not. It's just an area that I'm going to visit for about 15 minutes of my video called Rosa Parks, and you've pulled me on the name on it. I've done a quick check, and it's interesting for me. I would like to learn more about it when I have more time. So I would have walked through here and I would have read out the brief explanation of ChatGPT, right? You're annoyed at that, I feel, that I'm not going to be going into the actual real depth of it.
All I said to you, when you went past black women with your camera, I said, you know that's not Rosa Parks.
There's a misunderstanding, right?
Said,
I wasn't filming that.
I was like, okay, well, you're recording black women. Does he know that Rosa Parks is a black woman? Does he know what Rosa Parks is stood for? Does he know why all of these things are there?
But you misread it. I wasn't filming the plaques.
But that's what you.
I promise you.
So if you go back on your camera
I was pointing at the dog, and they were all of a sudden in front of me, and I was oblivious to what they had on them. Okay.
But what I'm saying to you is, if you hold your camera up and you pan across,
I agree with you.
You say this is Rosa Parks.
I agree.
But that's because you weren't educated on the fact that Rosa Parks is a black person.
I wasn't looking at the plaques. I was looking at the dog through the gap.
But the camera would have picked up the black woman.
I know.
That's
So
what I'm
it
saying
would
to
look
you.
stupid. I get it.
It's not stupid.
I get
to
it.
Me. It looks stupid to the whole world.
No, I get it. I get it. You're right about that. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah. So then,
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
When I say to you that you want to speak about Rosa Parks, you have to understand the name Rosa Parks, the woman. That's all about race. It's literally all about race.
But I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with you about that.
You don't know.
It's how you
can't
speak
see
to me about it that I feel like you're pulling me on it.
No, I'm
in a way like you're pointing out something that's valid, right? Not just here. You're pointing out something that's valid. Not wrong, it's valid. Yeah? That, I agree with you, would look wrong or stupid because I wasn't looking at the plaques.
Racist, bro.
I was not looking at the foreground, I was looking at the background. You weren't looking at the background, you were just looking at what I was filming, right? So your point is valid. But I do feel, and you may disagree with me, I do feel like, because you are black and I'm white, you have a lot more to say about that and feelings on it than I would, naturally, right? So when I do something wrong like that, the way you pull me on it is passionate. And I'm like,
bro, it wasn't even passionate. I just said to you, you know, this isn't Rosa Parks.
I feel like you're having a go at me every time, and I stop and I'm like,
just said, you know, that's not Rosa Parks.
I mean, after that, when I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't filming her. At that point, you should have gone, oh, my bad, sorry, it looks like you were.
No, you should have just, I mean...
And I'd have gone, oh, let's do it again.
I mean, the rule of like filming is if the camera's looking at something and it's being filmed, isn't it?
It was in the shot.
Right, so it's in the shot, so you were filming it. You might not have been, your eyes might not, your brain might not have been focusing on the plot.
I wasn't, no.
But it was on the shot.
It was.
It was being filmed.
So it could have been done with being filmed again.
Right, so then if I say this isn't Rosa Parks, I was right for letting you know that's not Rosa Parks.
I said it was valid. It was valid pointing it out.
It's right, yeah.
But I feel like what you went into after, it felt like you were digging on it because of what it is.
No, because then you said you was just going to do a short talk, and I said I don't think you should.
Okay, but then why can't you help me with that? I don't mean to talk. I mean say. If you want me to help you, or we can walk through and talk together about it, I'm happy to do that.
No, I don't.
I would like that.
No, I don't want to because I just don't think the tone is right. Rosa Parks. I just don't think the tone is right. I feel like I feel like if you was going to talk about civil rights or black issues, it would be a separate video. If I was coming here, I wouldn't film black drug addicts and all of the other people and all of the this stuff here, and then talk about Rosa Parks. I would do two separate videos for that to give respect to what these people have done in America and to highlight social injustice around the world. So I don't want to do it for that and a few other reasons. But what I'm trying to say to you is if you don't know anything about the civil rights movement, you shouldn't talk about Rosa Parks, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. You can, but you shouldn't. I mean, personally, like in terms of off camera, yeah, you should and you can do. But on camera, putting that video out to the world, you shouldn't talk about that civil rights stuff because it will come across wrong. That's my opinion, and I may be wrong and you may be right.
Why would it come across wrong?
Because people... I mean, you know you've filmed stuff before and you've intended for it to go out one way and the commenters have slammed you for it. Especially this. You get slaughtered, man. I'm telling you, bro, you get absolutely
But I don't want my videos, moving forward, as I said to you, to paint a certain narrative. Something positive about black people would be great.
Yeah, but
it would be good.
It's also about highlighting what white people are facing in the world, because white people are facing an identity crisis because the government are being racist to white. The government are ostracizing and alienating white people to hate their own skin color.
They are. I agree.
So you have to talk about that as well. It's not just about black people. It's both sides of the coin, but you have to make sure that you do your due diligence. Like for example, if there was a place called Winston Churchill and you didn't do your due diligence why Winston Churchill was a great British man, you shouldn't speak, hey bro, if it was a black guy, be like, hey bro, you shouldn't talk about Winston Churchill. You don't know anything about what was going on, so just leave that alone, do that for a next time. I would say the same thing. It's not because you're white and you're talking on black. I would say it to anyone. I would say to somebody who's not educated on what's going on in Scotland, yeah, with the alcoholism, #1 alcohol related deaths in Europe, #1 drug overdoses in Europe is in Scotland. If you don't know why that's a problem for white Scottish people, don't talk about it because you've not done your research. That's all I'm saying. Not saying it because you're white and she's black. I'm saying it from that perspective that you're white and she's black, that if you post it without doing your due diligence, it's going to come across wrong.
You know, all I would have read out is who she was, a black woman, right? And within a couple of sentences, why they named it after her. I wouldn't have gone into anything more. It would have just been, it's named for this reason, she did this, this and this and was involved in this, and that's it.
All I'm saying is be careful, bro. That's all. I mean, you can tell me what you're going to film and what you're going to do. All I'm saying is be careful because it's a very serious thing.
But you know, you're with me, and before that conversation happened, you're like the perfect person to get involved and expand on my brief description and go, I don't know anything about this area, but Mr.
shouldn't talk on this because it's going to come across. What you record? What you
said record. It like that, I will be more responsive.
I literally said it to you over there.
If I come across, if I ever respond, like, if you say I responded badly there, if I ever respond badly,
yeah,
because of how you're asking me as well.
You know, because this goes back to the restaurant yesterday when I said because you're nervous, because you're being attacked by everybody in life, your nervous system is constantly on level 10. You can't just take something as just a normal chat. You take it immediately as, oh, you're attacking me or you're digging me.
Come on, 3 times you have pulled me on the same thing. Yeah, I do feel like you've got a gripe outside of me.
No, because 3 times you've brought the thing up. You brought the thing up 3 times. You've said something 3 times. So I've said, hey, 3 times.
The only thing yesterday I said was these people. Genuinely didn't mean these black people. I just meant these people selling stuff.
Well, at least
just a misunderstanding.
Fair enough.
Genuinely, it
We already
was.
spoke about that yesterday.
I know, but
this is
that was genuinely a
completely separate
misunderstanding.
thing. Yeah, just a completely separate thing, bro. I think you just need.
We didn't have this before, and I feel like now you are jumping on things which are race related. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to
Jumping
do.
on things.
Like the things you're picking on are on that, and I'm genuinely not meaning them in that way or meaning offence. And I feel like sometimes you're taking them like I maybe am unintentionally offending you.
No,
and I'm not.
I don't feel offended. I definitely don't feel offended.
Not you personally, but like.
Yeah, I just think if you're going to talk about civil rights, make sure you're educated on it because it's a serious topic.
There's a lot of YouTubers doing things wrong, and I feel like that's influencing how you are a little bit to me.
It's not at all.
I'm trying.
Not working with them. I'm working with you.
I know, but you've seen the videos. And it's out there, isn't it?
To any person of colour, it comes across as insensitive, ignorant, and racially motivated.
I get that.
When you keep referring to illegal immigrants as doctors and engineers, when a lot of doctors and engineers are actually black.
I get that.
In this country as well. So
I get that.
the point is that when bodyguards are in these YouTubers' videos, their videos are more popular.
Agree.
Right? So, yeah, I'm here to bodyguard, but I'm also, it's like an appearance fee, right? It's like you're getting paid an appearance fee plus bodyguarding. So if it was like, yes, you are the bodyguard, job description, appear in video, protect, contribute.
I guess so.
This.
But then it benefits the bodyguard if they've got a YouTube channel. So for you and Fred, it benefits both of you. So if I was to get some pan shots to narrate later, should I pan over those? Do you think that I would be learning?
Zoom in on this.
Yeah.
Get the placard, the boulevard thing here.
Over those there.
Yeah, the row things, and that's it. Just get like a.
How many minutes do you think I should film it for? If I'm going to talk like a little bit, as much as you think I should.
When you're talking later on, learn a paragraph, and then put the video on yourself and talk about the paragraph. Learn another paragraph. Cut that old.
But how much footage without talking now should I get to cover that? Do you think?
Just as long as it takes you to slowly walk across the front and the back.
Okay. Cool. I'll do that. You know, I never narrate stuff after. I don't know why, I just never have. And the reason I had to mute certain parts of it is because he mentioned things to do with my past, which I have to mute for guidelines and for stuff like that. I can't leave that word in there, right? He's basically saying that things in my past, he can now understand why, blah, blah, blah. So as a bodyguard and a friend, and he called himself a friend when we went away, he said, I am your friend as well. You really should not be slagging someone's past off just because you've got into an argument with them about something they're going to do on their video. It's like a cheap dig, innit? It's like you break up with your ex, or you have an argument with your ex or your partner at the time, right? And you bring up an argument that you had 2 years ago. It's like a cheap dig. It's like if you've moved on from that, you don't bring it back up, you know? If you keep bringing things up like that, you're never going to move forward with anything. So that's why I muted that part. Now, on his live stream yesterday, he mentioned something about money and how he said, oh, I offered to work for free. I just wanted to go home. He said, I said, just sort me the flight at home. Don't pay me, right? That's what he said on his live stream yesterday, right? And I may put that in the video now, a little clip of it, just to show you that what he said. Now that is far from what he said. That is far from what he said. You've just watched it, and he said, pay me for yesterday, pay me for the time now, and sort my flight out, right? Which is fair enough. Like, why would I not pay him? If he did say to me, don't pay me, I wouldn't accept that anyway. If you've worked, then you get paid. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter about anything else. You get paid for your time, right? That's it. He'd already wasted an hour or more of my time the night before by the Eiffel Tower. I was already pissed off about that. He did apologise, but I was pissed off about it. And all I wanted to do, having travelled over to Rosa Parks from the hotel's about a 10 to 15 minute walk from the train station. So we'd walk that, We got on the tube over to Rosa Parks. It took about 20 minutes. So you can call it a half hour, 35, 40 minutes total journey. He wanted me to drop everything, go back to this hotel to get on my laptop and get my card reader, pay him. My bank is very annoying. I have to have a card reader to do transfers over a certain amount. No matter what, it's really just backward. Or desktop login. So I thought, go back to the hotel, do it on the laptop, and I can get his flight sorted out. Bearing in mind the flight was paid for, 150 quid already, and he wanted me to move it last minute. That's going to mean paying again. All because he caused an argument and decided, I can't work with you right now, right? And I said the same. I said, I'm going to go off on my own now and get content, because you're literally being a hindrance to me right now. I'm here to get content. I've paid myself, I've paid him to be there. These videos have to pay off. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to. We all take a loss. But if I'm paying to go somewhere far away for 5 days, if I've paid X amount of money for that and for him, then in my head, I'm thinking, right, I've got 4 or 5 days here to get as much content as possible to earn a living, but also to cover the trip, right? Business, it makes sense, right? So that's a little bit of pressure on me. And he wants me to go and waste 40 minutes back to the hotel, 40 minutes back to this area, plus the time to do it at the hotel, probably 2.5 hours all together he wants me to waste to get his flight sorted out for right there and then, just because he's caused an argument. I don't think so. That's not how it works, right? You come away, you do the work, you get paid. You don't just decide, I'm cutting it off right now, send me home right now. So I basically said to him, as you've just watched, you go and sort it out, you go back to the hotel, and I'll sort it later. That's it. I'm not going to drop everything at that point to do that. And anybody that thinks I should, well, I disagree with you. But the other thing is, had he turned around nicely and not argued and just said, look, I need to go back, can you sort it out? I would have done my best to try and sort at least the flight out on my phone and sort out the loss of money from booking it twice later. You know, had he had an emergency or something would have came up, or he would have just said, look, I can't work with you, like, I just can't do it, right? No worries, I would have done my best. But when you're going to go in deep and you're going to bring someone's past up and you're going to proper make them feel like shit, and it's the second time he did it over 2 days, if you're going to do that first, and then you're going to demand the flight to be changed there and then, sorry, but you can do one. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to then try and sort that out. So I told him, I said, look, I've got these places here to visit today. I'm going to go and visit them and do my content. I will sort out exactly what you're asking me to do later. I promised him I would do that. And he said, fine, I'll go back to the hotel and I'll wait, right? But he said, don't mess with my money, yeah? I've never messed around with money, with him or with anybody, never. In fact, I've always paid the bodyguard more than they asked for, most of the time. And any of the other bodyguards I've worked with before, even this one, if they're very honest, they should come out and say, that's true. I've given a little bonus here, a little bonus there, or whatever, right? But in my head, I'm thinking, I am here to get content. There's clearly something going on with this guy. When people act so out of character, I always try and take a step back and I think, what's going on? Like, is there more than meets the eye? Have they got shit going on? I knew he was having a bit of a rough time with other stuff in his life. So I did think, let's just try and bring this back and move forward, right? And it was that far gone wrong on his side, in my opinion, and I still agree with that, that I thought, when he calms down, he's going to apologise and he's going to be like, look, I've got this going on. I'm really sorry for how I've been. It's not your fault. And I was waiting for that. I was ready to accept that apology and be like, let's call it, let's leave it there, right? So when he was saying, I can't work with you, I said, like, look, I just can't keep having the race debate with you. And you've watched that on the argument just from before, yeah? And then we managed to calm it down from there and we carried on. And I think probably he was thinking, he needs the money for coming out. Let's both just move on and get the job done. He can earn his money, I can try and get my content. But from then on, I was just like, it's such a bad vibe now. How can I work with somebody? How can I trust him to bodyguard me when he's already said, if they're Black African, basically he's probably not going to get involved, right? He's kind of portrayed that the night before, right? Now this in Rosa Parks, I just felt like is he really going to bodyguard me if it goes down here? And he was avoiding every situation, every situation which involved talking to a person who may be confrontational. He wanted to avoid it, which is fair enough in another country. You've got to be cautious, but I felt like he was being too cautious. But again, he's the bodyguard, he's employed to be like that. So to a point, I don't want to debate that too much. And I did everything he told me to do. Literally, while I was with him, I did everything. I didn't not do anything. Like, we came around the corner in Rosa Parks, and if you watch the video, I might put it back in now. We saw the group of people taking drugs, and he was like, yeah, don't go that way. And we had to cross over and walk up. And because of that, I didn't film it. I didn't manage to film it. I had to put this little camera down low and turn it. I'm not there to walk around like that. Unless we're going into the ghettos of places. I just want to walk through with my body camera. You know, fair enough, put this one away, put the phone away, and just wear the body camera. Or even put the glasses on. I'm happy to do that. But don't just tell me not to go that way at all, because I'm literally there to film that content, you know? But again, it is their job to look out for that. And if they see a risk and we disagree on the risk, if I think it's not that risky and they think it's risky, we have to compromise, because they're there, their safety is at play, my safety is at play, my safety is in their hands somewhat. So if they're saying don't walk that way, I'm not going to argue at the time, I'll just do what they tell me to do. But I did think, I'm not really getting what I need here, and I feel like I probably can get what I need. Anyway, that was Rosa Parks area. We carried on all day together, I think, there. I think we went back to the Eiffel Tower area later on to get a bit more there. And in my head I was thinking, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the train station area where he made me go right inside up on the steps. I'm going to go back there on my own. I'm going to put the glasses camera on. And I'm going to go right in the mix of things, and I'm going to film what these people are doing. Because I thought, I'm not intimidated by that at the moment. Maybe I should have been, but I wasn't intimidated enough not to go. So we went back to the hotel, and then he went in, and I came back out on my own at about 10, 11 o'clock at night with the glasses on. And I got some footage of myself, and you've watched the Gare du Nord video, the train station video. You've seen that. You've seen all the spyglass footage that I got on my own. I think I got quite a lot. I was quite happy with that. And he would never let me do that, which is fine, as I've said. They have to take all the risk into account. Fine, if they're not comfortable, cool. But then I was like thinking, I've paid this man to come over. He's in his hotel room right now, live, earning money on his channel. I'm here out on my own, filming more content on my own, right? It just made me think, like, why am I paying all this money for this person to be here? So before we talk about Marseille, we travelled to Marseille later that day, or the next day. No, the next day, the Saturday morning, we travelled down to Marseille. Before we talk about that, I want to just touch on two things. One thing is content, their content. So if a bodyguard comes out with me filming, and they've got their own channel, because now a few of the bodyguards have their own channels, right? One, any interactions that are my content. So if we get into a confrontation, or like in Marseille, we got chatting to the army guy with the gun, and he was talking to the army guy. If they then want to use that content, in my opinion, the first answer is no. Like, it's an automatic no, as in they can't just use it free will whenever. Why? Because I'm paying you, the bodyguard, to make that content. So your benefit is you get paid. My benefit is I get that content with you in, and whoever else happens to be the subject of the video, right? So that content is my goods, my thing I've purchased, almost my money, right? Now, if I put it on YouTube and it gets 100,000 views, that's my income from that, and it pays off the bodyguard, and it pays off that, hopefully makes some profit, and I get to live and make money. That's business, right? Now, if they then go and put it on their channel before I do, or at the same time, or like a couple of days after, the algorithm will pick that up, and it will stunt their views, so they won't get many views on it, and it will also stunt my views. That's just how social media works. So the rule is, you can't use the content, but obviously there's like a way around it. So there were other bodyguards in the past who wanted to use some of the content, and I said, it's fine, you can use it, but just wait for my video to go out and give it a little bit of time, maybe a week. Let my video get its views and traction, and then you put yours out, and it's a bonus. You're using it for whatever reason, to make money or to promote what you're doing, no problem at all, but just let me do my video first and let it get the views, right? Now with him, there were numerous parts where he said, can you clip that, I want it. And because I was already annoyed at the amount of time he'd wasted there for me, I was a little bit like, okay, it's a bit cheeky. But I said to him, you can have whatever you want, but just wait 3 days before you put it out and show me the exact parts you want, like the length of time, and I'll sort it out for you, right? That's the agreement I had, which I don't have to do because I own the copyright to that clip. It's filmed on my camera by me. And not only that, I've paid my actor, I've paid my bodyguard to be in that content. It's like going to EastEnders set and Max Branning's on the set, and then Max Branning says, oh, I want to download that bit and I want to put it on my social media before you put it out. The BBC are going to be like, well, hold on, you're paid to give us that content for our benefit. It's the same thing. But I was like, yeah, cool. I just gave him what I said, and he was like, yeah, no problem with that, right? The other thing I want to touch on, and it might sound like a bit of a rant, look at that. Didn't know that existed. It may sound like a rant, but in that couple of days we were there, he was constantly going on about other locations that he wanted to go to, right? Because he'd been to France before, fairly recently, and I hadn't really been before, not for that reason. So he was like suggested, oh, what time are you going to be done at this area, like the Eiffel Tower? Because we can go to so-and-so area. And he was describing the area, right? And I was thinking, that's not for me, that's for you. He was telling me all these reasons he wants to go. But his reasons were in line with what his content is about, right? Preaching and Christianity and showing people things that have happened there in the past, and in all honesty, quite cool stuff. But it didn't really go with what I wanted for my content. But he kept suggesting to go there. So I was like, well, where is it? He showed me on the map, and it was like 40 minutes away. It's like 25 minutes on the tube, 2 tubes, a walk here, a walk there. And it was like 3 p.m. or something at the time, and I thought, like, flipping out, like, why are we going to waste time and go all the way there on the basis that I may get a video? But he was telling me, no, it's good, it's for this reason, I've been there before and this and that. And I just thought, like, we're not here for you. We're here for me and my content, first and foremost, right? You're paid on an all expenses trip to basically go wherever I want to go, bodyguard me, get involved a bit on the video if you want to. And that's it. Pretty much that's it, right? So when he started to say all that, I just got annoyed and thought, will you just shut up and go where I want to go? Because I had a plan of locations I wanted to go to on each day. Eiffel Tower area was prime for pickpocketers and scammers and that kind of thing. And I said to him, we'll spend a Friday and a Saturday there, just in case one day doesn't give anything. We'll spend 2 days there. And on the first day, I think we went there, he said, oh, how long are you going to be here? Let's go down there. The bodyguard shouldn't be telling me where to go, unless it's for my content. If he would have said, oh, well, this area is like really good for this, this and this, and I know that you want to film that kind of thing, cool, I'd appreciate that. I don't have to go there or agree to it, but he's trying to help me with my content. He wasn't, he was trying to help himself with his content, because he even said, I can get a little video there as well, right? Now before we went away, he actually said, I'm not going to get any content there, and if I do, I'll get it at night time. When you're sleeping, I'll go out at like midnight. And I said, you don't need to be that extreme. Like I said, if you want to get a 5-minute clip here and there, like, just let me know. Well, you know, come on, like, I'm not going to be a flipping witch. I'm not going to say, like, you can't do that. I'm a human being, meant to be a friend. Like, of course, go and get your 5-minute video. Just let me know when and where. And if it suits what I'm doing, no problem at all. But going to a whole different area is going to waste a lot of time if it's not good. And when you're abroad, you don't have that time. If we spend 2 hours going there to do that, and it doesn't deliver anything content-wise, then that's 2 hours gone, you know? 2 hours is a lot of money when you only have so many hours to film your content abroad, right? So they're the two things that pissed me off to do with that. So another thing he lied about is the train down to Marseille. He said I went and sat on my own. The train down to Marseille was absolutely rammed. And the two seats that I chose for me and him were really close together, closer than a UK train. And the people opposite, two foreign females, I don't know where they were from, clearly didn't speak English. They were sat, there was a table between us, but it was quite close. And I wanted to do some laptop work, and the laptop would have filled the whole table, and it would have been over on their side. Now, opposite us, there was literally one spare seat on its own, with a table, but just one seat. It wasn't a double one. And I kept watching it, and I said to him, if no one takes that by the time we move, I'm going to go and move to there. Reason being, I wanted to get my laptop out and relax on the 3-hour journey. I didn't want to be cramped into the corner next to somebody that I was feeling already a bad vibe from, already had 2 arguments with, 3 arguments with. He got his Bible out to read for the whole journey. So I just thought, it's going to be awkward. And I get quite claustrophobic as well. I prefer to be a little bit more open sort of space. So I moved for that reason, but he's making out like I moved to get away from him or something like that. Like, not at all. Not on that journey. We got down to Marseille, and he had warned me about Marseille being dangerous and stuff. So we came at the train station, we walked down the steps, and there's some crackies, people taking drugs, you know, on the steps. And it's in the video, it's in the Marseille video, the first one, at the very beginning, right? And these people there taking drugs, whatever they're doing, they see this camera and they start putting their finger up. And he's almost like straight away, don't, like, let's just keep walking, right? And I'm like, that's literally what I want to film. I'm not saying let's go over there and make it worse, but just stop for a second and just film it for a second. Even if I have to stop, film it from here and keep walking, to just almost run away from it. I just thought, what's the point? Why are you here if I have to just run away from the first sign of any confrontation? Already putting the finger up. We're not even going over. Crazy. Graffiti there, look. Very normal for the first time we'd been there. It was a great day. I can't complain about that first day. We walked up to the ghetto. If you've seen where I'm talking about the ghetto, I may put it in the video now. Basically, yeah, that road is the ghetto. It's a ghetto. It looks rough and it's intimidating up there, right? And you could say it's dangerous. In the daytime, we did walk up with the glasses on. I covered the camera up. He told me to cover the camera, and I covered the camera. And he told me to cover the body camera up many, many, many times. And guess what? I did. I followed all his advice every time. Even though many times I thought I don't need to cover it up, I covered it up and I put the glasses on. Why? Because I didn't want to piss him off. I wanted him to feel comfortable. I wanted him to be happy with the risk there and not feel like I'm putting us in situations where we're dangerous, right? Even if we disagreed on what's dangerous, I didn't want him to feel that way. So then, I didn't get a lot of footage that day, I'll be honest. I got a bit. I didn't really get much content-worthy stuff, yeah? Just graffiti and stuff, really. We agreed to go out at night time. I said, we'll go and eat some food. We'll go to the hotel, get changed. We'll go out for food. We chose a beautiful restaurant. Really, really nice steak, meat place. Amazing. Really, I can't fault it. It was great. And I think he really enjoyed the food there as well. Thank fuck. So, plan was to go there for food. And then he said, we can come back out at night. We'll do a walkthrough at night, you know? Cool. And I think he was going to film. He said, I'm going to film some preaching down by the water. 3 minutes filming down by the water, right? So I said, yeah, I'll help you with that. I'll hold your phone and I'll film it for you. And he's like, yeah, cool, thanks, mate, cool. So we went out in the evening. And bearing in mind, I got my body camera back on. I got my phone out ready to film because the agreement was we were going to both get some content. But I knew that he was going to spend a bit of time doing his thing as well. We spent maybe 3 or 4 hours walking through Marseille Centre, and he had his phone out in front of him. The whole time filming his video, right? Not the video we'd agreed, not the preaching video, but he was doing his own Marseille video, which I wasn't really aware of, but I thought, well, fine. Providing I can get some footage tonight as well, fine. Who cares, you know? But in my head I was thinking, well, you're making content for your channel now to go and put out there tonight, because he doesn't have to really edit much of his content. He'll just upload it from the phone. So he's going home to do that, so to the hotel to do that. He's now going to be earning money from that content that I've paid for him to be here. So I'm paying for his content, right? Technically. I didn't have a massive issue with it, but I just thought it's a little bit cheeky, right? So that evening he walked around with his phone out the whole evening, 3 or 4 hours of it, and I didn't get nothing. Why? Because I was behind him. I didn't want to be on his camera. He kept turning his camera to be facing him, and then he turned it to be away, and then he turned it back to him. And I couldn't tell which way he was filming because it was a phone. So I was like walking like in line with him, thinking, okay, once he's finished, like, we'll go and get something for me. Whatever it might be, we'll just go and get some content for me. That never happened. Now, bearing in mind, he's telling me constantly all day to cover my body camera up in case people take it wrong, right? But he's walking through with his flipping phone out like this. So I was like, one rule for me, but you're doing the complete opposite, right? So it got to the point, we went down by the water. I filmed his preaching, no, he wanted me to film his preaching video for him. But in the end, he set up a tripod, spent forever doing it, put it on poor quality to film himself on his phone from miles away. And I said, look, I can do it properly on camera for you. It'll be good quality. No, he knew better. This was better. Cool, everyone can do what they like. But I went out to help him. He wanted me to help him. But then he wouldn't even accept the help. So I thought, why am I even here? I'm spending 3 hours with you walking around. What's the purpose? Like, I could be at the hotel now, editing today's video. I could be actually working towards getting my own content out to earn some money back to pay for the trip, to pay him. But no, I'm out with him. He's getting his content. And then he's going to quickly go to the hotel and upload it because he doesn't really have to edit it, right? He can just film it, do a half-an-hour edit on his phone and upload it, bam, which he did. If you go on their channel, if you know who I'm talking about, they've got videos pretty much every night that we're away. But yet he wouldn't let me get my footage that night. It was unfair, very unfair. Now, the one thing that happened that night, which he claims that I nearly got him kidnapped. Really? And this part for me really did it, right? So we're out walking, and I've already said to him, it's too late now for me to get my content. It was like past midnight. I've been out with him all evening for his content. I was drained. I'd been filming all day. And then on the evening, I'm like, when's he going to stop and be like, Dan, what do you want to get for your channel? And he was like, oh, haven't you got anything? And I was like, how can I, when you're there filming on your phone, how can I go over and talk to people? Obviously, you know I haven't, because otherwise you would have seen me go over and talk to these people and you'd have had to stop and come over with me. That didn't happen. Obviously, I didn't get any content. So it finishes with, we walk up towards the Ghetto Hill and he's got his phone out all the way up to the bottom of the hill. No, I'm just tired, mate.
Sure, what?
Yeah. Well, I came up for content. I'll help you. I haven't really helped you. You did it yourself. And I haven't got any content. So I should have just stayed in and edited, really. Which, that part is dodgy enough before the hill. So I'm thinking, well, you've told me not to do this, but you're literally doing it now at a worse time at night with your phone out. Like, everyone can see what you're doing, you know? At least the body camera is a little bit covert, right? So we walk up to the bottom of the hill and you can see all these people up the hill, man. Like, it looks ghetto, it looks dodgy and dangerous. And he was like, yeah, I don't think we should walk up there. And I was like, yeah, we ain't walking up there, mate. Like, even if you want to walk up and film on your phone, I really don't think it's a good idea. Because sometimes he was a bit spontaneous and he'd just go for something crazy like that. And I was like, please don't. In my head I was thinking, let's not go up there. So I said, oh, what I'll do, I'll go to the wall, I'm going to hide and I'm going to stick my phone out, I'm just going to zoom in. Which I did. It's on my Marseille part 2 video. So you'll be able to see from here, won't I? So the Ghetto Hill. Yeah. It's not that many, but yeah, it is. Yeah, we're not walking up there, are we? Yeah, it doesn't look very friendly up there whatsoever. Look at that. Is it part 2 or part 1? I think it's at the end of part 1. Part 1. Zoomed in, and then that was it. I was going to go back to the hotel at that point. Right. Now, bearing in mind the body camera is out, but it's not really doing a fat lot because we haven't got no content for me that night. It's been him, right? But it's out. It's visible, right? And these 2 people come down the hill on a scooter, balaclavaed up, and they obviously clocked me on the corner filming. Strictly a no-go area. I saw them go past in the corner of my eye. I knew they clocked me, and I knew they clocked the body camera, right? And this is at the end of my Marseille video, and I will play it in a moment for you. These people go past, and then he tries to talk to them in French, right? So they're looking at me filming. These people come down, and he tries to talk in French to them. I think he said, do you speak French or English or something? So they stop, they do a circle. And then he looks at me, and he yells at me, Dad, told you to fucking turn that body camera, cover the body camera up. And then I'm just like, it's too late now. You've called them over. You haven't pre-warned me you're going to call them over. It's a dangerous situation. And now you're telling them, you're literally telling me in front of them, they're hearing what you're saying, right? To cover the body camera up, which makes it look even more bait or even more of a setup than it may have done already, right? I'm filming on the corner and then my mate calls them over to distract them. Like, it looked dodgy as hell. It was a bad move. It was a very bad idea. Reckless as a bodyguard. End of. So these people come over and he yells at me to do that. And I'm like, it's too late now. Like, I knew they'd already seen the body camera. I thought if I cover it up, I'm just covering up the camera that potentially is gonna be needed right now. Because if these people try anything, I'll have it on video. And 2, if they know it's filming, they may not do anything stupid. They may be like, okay, let's not bother, there's a camera, you know? The camera can be used for safety in that respect. So I thought, I ain't gonna freaking cover the camera up now, mate. Are you mad? Like, you've just set this situation up. You didn't do it on purpose, but it was clearly reckless, clearly a mistake, clearly a situation that I was like, right, we need to get ourselves out of the situation right now, because going up that hill is a no-go. And going out this way is a fairly long road. And these people, another moped came down and turned around and stopped. So I was like, flipping hell, like, shit's gonna go down now. Why would I cover my body camera up? No, thank you, yeah? But he said it in a way like he's been telling me all night to cover it up and I hadn't listened to him. No, he told me at multiple times in the daytime, oh, I would cover your camera up walking past these people, which I did. Every single time I did that, and I put the glasses on instead. He was happy with that, right? In the evening, when he was filming his own video on his phone, he didn't even look at me, let alone tell me not to film and not to have my body camera visible. But more to the point, he had his phone out in front of him the whole night. So he had no right to tell me to cover that up when he's blatantly filming overtly, as overt as you can be, right? All of a sudden, because he's set the situation up and realizes he's fucked up, all of a sudden, it's my fault. Oh, I told you to cover the camera up. No, you didn't. Like, in the daytime, a couple of times you did. Not now, not tonight. So, these people come over, we managed to walk away.
Is that basically just gangs of guys there?
I'm not sure.
I think it is, you know.
Get to the corner, hide and do a zoom in. So we'll be able to see from here, won't I? So the Ghetto Hill. Yeah. It's not that many, but yeah, it is. Yeah, we're not walking up there, are we? Yeah, it doesn't look very friendly up there whatsoever. Look at that.
So they're the narco gangs. So I'm sure you wouldn't be angry at us for not walking there and getting shot, stabbed or robbed. Probably all three.
Somebody will comment and say, oh, you're being scared. But would you walk up there? No, we're not walking up there. But there we go. We walked in the daytime and that's it now at night time. Strictly a no-go area.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Vous parlez anglais? Vous parlez anglais? Vous parlez anglais? Put the camera away, lad.
It's a bit late for that. Don't go at me, mate. You called them over.
Yeah,
right?
I've told you 3 times to put your camera away. I'm not having a go at you. I'm saying just put your camera away quickly.
It's too late. They'd already looked at me, looked at the camera.
You stood over there.
Yeah.
I just said to you 2 more times, put your camera away.
The 2 you called over on the flipping scooter,
Yeah.
they'd already eyed my camera up.
Right, you put your camera away, so whatever.
But I didn't want to have them flipping pull a knife on us and then I don't even capture it.
No, they wouldn't pull a knife at you, son.
That's what I'm saying. Because the one on the orange bike already went past twice. I'm going to speed up, mate, a little bit.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not going to run.
I just walk slowly.
All right. All right.
If sometimes like you approach them and you speak to them,
Yeah.
then they'll chat to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were trying to do.
Yeah.
But
they seen your camera. You came up to me and then he seen your camera. I thought it was like a setup.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why they're probably kicking off.
But they saw my camera before they even looked at you.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
He came towards me. He came towards. I said, "Excuse-moi, vous parlez anglais?" And then he seen the camera, and then that's when he sped off and they did a circle, and he was talking at me in French.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to call them over,
No, but
I look like bait, don't I?
No, because you still had your corner on the side.
yeah. But what I mean is just prepare me so I can cover it up and be prepared to be covert.
Bro, have I not been telling you all this trip? Your body camera's not fingered. Did I not tell you that? And did you not say, oh yeah, I won't bring my body camera out, I'll use my glasses?
No. Why would I not wear the body camera under my jacket? If these fail, we're fucked.
You have been wearing it under your jacket, but I've told you, and I said to you, I said, when you come to Marseille, don't use your body camera. And it's been numerous times. And again, this isn't even an issue anyway. We're going over things that we've already completed. We've already got the footage. And we're just talking about this because of that heightened situation, which is fine. But the point is,
I didn't agree to no camera.
When I give you advice about going to these different places and walking around.
You say you can't just get your phone out.
You can't, yeah.
But you haven't, but you've just walked up there with your phone out.
Yeah, but that's in the night time, and I came out to get my content. You came because you wanted extra stuff. You wanted to go back to the arch, I didn't. Yeah, so we wouldn't have come back all the way here if you didn't want to go to the arch.
I'm going back, mate, alright. I'm going back. He claims on his live stream earlier, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go into more detail about it on his video coming out now, that I almost got him kidnapped, or I almost got us kidnapped, or whatever. Yeah, no, he did. He put us in that situation, and as a bodyguard, he definitely shouldn't be calling these people over. Why the hell would he call them over? You're paid to bodyguard me, not to call the threat over, yeah? Anyway, we managed to get rid of them, and then he starts to blame me, and I said, look, I'm not having this. I'm not being blamed for this. You just caused that. And before he could go into another argument, like I've already had so many on the trip already with him, I said, I'm not going into this. I'm going to the hotel. I was shattered, wasn't in the mood. I walked off and I walked to the hotel. Now on the way to the hotel, there's a long, long hill in Marseille up to the train station, right? I'm walking up this hill and these flipping baller boys on the scooter appear behind me in the road. Not right next to me, but they're behind, and I'm like, flipping hell. Now shit's gonna go down. He's not even here, and this is gonna be a bad situation for me, right? So I just walk fast. I had the body camera on, but I tried to kind of cover it so that they didn't think I was filming randomly around, but I had it ready to kind of pull down that if shit went down, I was gonna make sure it was still capturing it, right? Luckily, nothing happened. I got to the hotel and nothing happened, but he caused that. So no matter what he comes out with on his live stream yesterday, no matter what he comes out with on his video tonight, it's premiering like soon, today, Monday, it's premiering today. No matter how he describes that situation, that's what happened, and he as a bodyguard should not have instigated that confrontation, that interaction. Definitely not. Especially in that location at that time of night. Like, no way. If he really wanted to talk to them, he should have whispered over to me and said, Dan, cover the camera up a minute. And I'd have gone along with that. And I don't know why he wanted to talk to them, but at least he's putting me in the loop of, look, I'm going to try and get this interaction, but cover the camera, you know? Didn't give me any warning. Anyway, that happened. I went to the hotel, and the plan was to do 2 days in Marseille. So at that point, I fully decided I'm not going out with him again now. I'm going to go around for the rest of this trip on my own, and I'm going to get all the content that I want to get myself. I'm not going to be told where to go. I'm not going to be told what not to film. And I don't mean in a bodyguard security way, because I always cooperate with that and agree with it most of the time. But I mean in the way of, oh, he wants to go here and here and here, and he wants to get his content here, and don't film these people, put the glasses on, when these people are clearly not dangerous people, or they're, you know, there's no real major threat. Like, I thought, forget it, I'm going to go on my own. So Marseille, day 2, which is the Marseille video that you watched, the second one, where I got my own footage, all on my own. I had a great day. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders, right? And I got a knock at my hotel room in the morning, but I presumed it was him, but it wasn't, it was housekeeping. So I presumed he'd knocked my door and I'd ignored it, because I was in the shower actually. So I texted him in the late morning, I think, saying, sorry, I didn't answer, I was in the shower, but he said, oh, it wasn't me. So, okay, cool. I said, I'm out in Marseille, if you want to like come and join, you know, come and join. I didn't want him to feel awkward that he couldn't make the move to come out and say sorry, or just to come out and spend the day with me working, you know, earning money, right? That was my way of making a move and saying, look, I'd actually rather go out on my own today, but I have paid him to be here. So I thought I've at least got to offer it, because if I don't offer it, then I'm not really sticking to the agreement, you know, even though he caused the problem. So he said, where are you going? And I said, well, I'm happy to go wherever, really. I want to go here and here, but I don't mind, you know, providing it gives good content. I'm easy going. His response, which I'm going to put on the screen for you now, just to clarify, nobody's lying here, me. His response was, I'm not walking anywhere today other than maybe the church on the hill later in the evening. How is that being a bodyguard and working? He's basically refusing to work, other than unless it involves going to the church on the hill, which is for him. It's not for me. It's what he wants to do, right? So that for me was him declining to work that day. Yeah. Rather than him saying, I don't want to walk anywhere today, what he should have said, really, in my opinion, is, I'm not working with you today, and given his reason, because clearly he seems to have all these reasons why I'm in the wrong, right? Why not tell me there and then and say, look, I don't like this and I don't like that, I'm not prepared to do that today, right? And then, at least in terms of being paid for it, he could turn around at the end and say, well, you should pay me for that day, because even though we weren't together, I didn't feel like it was workable, but I was still here. Instead, he declined it on the basis that he wasn't going to walk anywhere unless it involved going to the church. Sorry, Mr. Bodyguard, but we're not here to go to the church for you. We're here to get content, right? That's what you're paid to do. So then I took that, great. I went out for the day on my own. Guess what he did? He sat at the train station all day to wait for the train, which was at 7 at night, right? Why? And he was messaging me a little bit during the day, and he said, you shouldn't have gone out today. What do you mean I shouldn't have gone out? He said, I shouldn't have gone out today. It's too risky, right? Marseille is a big place. Even if things got really dangerous the day before, which they didn't, other than at midnight, which he caused, then we could have gone anywhere else. He could have just said, I don't feel comfortable going anywhere near that hill due to what happened last night. Doesn't matter whose fault he thought it was, but look, I don't feel happy with that. Let's go somewhere else further away, then I'll happily come with you. No, he said it was too risky, and he was basically going to sit at the train station for 8 hours until the train, right? Fine, his choice. I went out, I got some decent content that day on my own. I put the glasses on. I didn't have any confrontations or any heated exchanges. I just got some decent footage showing people how bad it is there and how bad it looks, even in the city centre. And that's it, right? Now, this is my opinion. In his shoes, he's being paid to be there. He's made his own content whilst there, so he's going to be earning money from that. It's all expenses paid, and he gets a free trip to France, right? So for him, it's pretty good. For him, he can sit in the train station all day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. He's getting paid regardless, right? Me, I'm there to make content. And not only had I wasted a lot of time already due to him, forgetting that, I'm not going to waste a whole day in Marseille and do nothing simply because he thinks it's too risky to go out. Like, it wasn't that bad. You just have to be careful. And if you felt like an area was bad, just avoid it. Go to a different place. Go to one of the nicer areas. But at least you're getting some content to pay for the trip, right? He expected me to just sit and not go out at all. My thinking is that because he isn't paying for any of it, and I'm like X amount of money down from the trip. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't go there thinking I'm going to make a profit. YouTube generally takes a hit during January, February. Views are lower, advertisers pay less. Every year it goes down. It's basically what happens, right? So with that coupled with the content being in Europe, I thought the views are probably not going to be massive. Nothing major's really happened, but that wasn't the point of the content. The point of the content was just to show people, changing it a little bit, going to Europe, right? If I make any profit from it, great, but we all have bills to pay. We all have expenses to pay in this ridiculously expensive UK life at the moment, right? So I thought, I've paid for my Eurostar, I've paid for these trains in France, I've paid for the hotels, I've paid for your food, I've paid for my food, I've paid for your flight, I've paid for a lot of things, right? So I thought there's quite a chunk of money there. It doesn't take a genius to work out cost there, that there's a substantial chunk of money spent on that trip up front, right? Plus paying him. And when somebody comes away as a bodyguard, I pay them more. So the rate for him to come away, daily fee, it is higher than it would be in Manchester, or there's like 3 rates. Manchester is like the lowest one if they live in the area. Anywhere else in the UK is a bit more, plus travel cost. And then abroad or overnight in the UK. So if they come in down to Bournemouth and we spend 2 days there, then obviously they're away from home the whole night. So I pay them the highest fee for the day. It doesn't mean they're working 24/7 with me, but they get more money for that. So plus his cost, I thought, you're not paying anything here. You're actually making your own content as well. And then I've taken this huge chunk of money hit. You are never going to understand that I can't just not go out the whole day and film like you can, I can't justify that, you know? And if it really was like a flipping ghetto there, and it was like massively, massively dangerous, okay, I wouldn't have gone out the second day. I'd have said to him, let's go somewhere else and film, right? Let's go to a different area. It wasn't like that. You guys have seen, you've seen the Marseille videos, right? It's not that bad. I mean, it looks dangerous, yes, but like nothing really happened with me. But like, it's not like I pissed off somebody, or like we got into a confrontation or a fight, or we got chased. Nothing happened like that. There was no reason to sit in the train station all day. That's my opinion, there wasn't. But he seemed to think that I could do that, that I should do that. And then furthermore, he kept bugging me all that day. Can you please hurry up and send me the clips that I've asked for? He wanted 3, I think, clips from different parts that we'd been to. And he wanted them to edit his video. Now, bearing in mind, we're away. So I know that my video is not going to be edited probably until I'm home. And we're on like Saturday, Sunday. We're coming back Tuesday night, right? So I thought, I'm not going to start editing my video until at least Wednesday, probably Thursday. I'm not going to be going through the footage to find these clips that he wants until minimum the end of that week. And he's bugging me because he sat at the train station all day and I'm out filming. He's bugging me to send over them clips or to find them. I found it disrespectful, ungrateful and rude and selfish, because he only wants those clips so he can put them in his own video to earn money from it, right? And I'm going to put one of the messages he sent me on the screen in a moment, where, and let me give people a bit of context here, right? So I film on the camera I've got now, that's a memory card. I'll film on the body camera, that's a memory card. Film on the spy glasses, they have to go into the case and then be Bluetoothed over to the phone and then airdrop to the Mac. So that's hassle. And there's some footage on the phone as well. And some of the footage he wanted was on the spy glasses, and I think the other footage would have been on one of the 2 cameras with the memory cards in, right? This is how much footage, I got, right? When I offloaded everything, there was over 1,000 files, 1,000 video files combined, right? And over 1,000 gigabytes of footage, which is over 1 terabyte, yeah? 1,000 gigabytes of video files from 4.5, 5 days of filming, right? Just come to terms with that, that's a lot, right? Now, some of the footage he wanted was on a file that, let's say I've been filming on the body camera for the whole day, and it divides up into 40, 50-minute segments, right? So I would have to not only go put it all in the computer and check, but I would then have to double click each video file and forward it along for the 40 minutes to find that exact interaction he's talking about. I would then have to put that in the editing program, chop it up so it's short enough to send, export it, and then figure out a way of getting him the high quality version, which most of you will know, or a lot of people won't know, but like if you do anything on computers, you know that to get a large 4K file over to somebody in 4K, it's not that straightforward. You've got to have some kind of cloud storage, which I don't have, like not for like a big amount anyway. So, and he's telling me to do it there and then. Later that day, when we finished, we went back to the train station and we were on the train together home. So I think later that day, he again bugged me and said, don't forget, I need those files so I can get my edit done in a timely fashion without delay. I'm going to put that on the screen now. I thought, how cheeky. Like, I haven't even edited my video yet, and you're already bugging me to go through this process, which is quite a time-consuming task to find it. I just found it selfish and ungrateful and rude. So I said to him, I don't think you understand or like appreciate the logistics of doing that, especially while I'm away without a proper computer. And he said, no, I do. But his words were, we all have time to go through it and check. We all have time to go through it and check. Yeah, maybe if you're him and you're filming your content on your phone and you've only got a couple of files of video, yeah, it's not that hard. When you're doing it the way I do it and the way a lot of content creators probably do it, it's a mammoth task. So I found that disrespectful again. I sent him a voice note about it. And he said, oh, you don't need to send me a voice note. You just say, I'll deal with it when I deal with it. So I deleted the voice note. And I said, you'll get it when you get it. Because he shouldn't be bugging me and bugging me and bugging me for my content, which I own, to put on his channel when we're still there flipping filming the content. Ridiculous. He's lucky I even agreed to like let me use it. But why not? Like, it's the human thing to do, right? And let me tell you, when I got home, it took me like a whole day to offload all the footage from all devices and put them in order of like Marseille, Eiffel Tower, Gare du Nord, Rosa Parks folders. And then for me to go through and find the files he's talking about, that was a whole day, pretty much a whole day. Like 11 in the morning I started, and like by 7 p.m. it was all offloaded, sorted, in order, and I was ready to start my first video edit, right? But I said to him, I'm not going to send them over until I actually go through that edit myself. Meaning, I'm going to edit my first video, which was Gare du Nord, and when I edit the Marseille video, which was probably going to be number 2, at that point, I will have the files in front of me, and I will send you what you need. So it wasn't even going to be the day. Do you know what I mean? And it's down to me when I send it at the end of the day. I'm doing him a favour. He should have appreciated that, but he didn't. Anyway. So that was that. Now, the final thing, he mentioned the train journey back from Marseille to Paris. I didn't come and check on him for a whole 4 hours. The train journey was 3 hours, but okay. So I didn't come and check on him. He says that I moved my seat last minute to not sit by him, right? Yes, I did. I did. Why did I do that? Well, can anybody blame me? Can you, Mr. Bodyguard, blame me for doing that? After how badly you behaved and how shit you made me feel there and how awkward you made me feel. Can you blame me for that? I just wanted to sit on my own. I bought a couple of drinks. I bought a bottle of vodka and a couple of drinks. I wanted to just sit on my own and relax on that train journey back and just not do anything. I'd been working for 5 days all day solid. In the evening I'd been trying to edit my Gare du Nord video, but it was never going to happen on the PC, on the laptop. But I tried to do a little bit. So I was like flat out working, dealing with his rubbish. On that train journey home, I didn't want to sit next to him. Because knowing him, he would just sit in silence and read his Bible. And then I'd just be sat there like twiddling my thumbs, you know? So I thought, no, I'll rebook the train space, go and sit on my own, give him some space, give me some space. I did text him in the few hours before the train, and just to sort of rapport that, look, I'm finished now, are you okay? And you know, what you doing? And he seemed okay, like we were talking on WhatsApp, things seemed okay. He kept saying, oh, you shouldn't have gone out today. That was it really. And this was a confusing thing. He mentioned on his live stream yesterday, and he may well go into it more in his video now, but he said something about when we got off the train back to Paris from Marseille, that because we weren't sat together, I like walked off, and then he was like, oh, there he is, or something like that. I actually got confused. I thought we'd come into Gare du Nord station, and the hotel that I booked was the same hotel that we'd left prior, a few days before, which was by Gare du Nord station. But we came into Gare de Lyon station, right, from Marseille, and I just didn't think. So I got off the train and I went to the exit, and I thought, we're in Gare du Nord, we're going to be like right by the hotel anyway. I thought I told him it was the same hotel. I'm pretty sure I told him. My mistake, maybe I hadn't. So he obviously felt like I hadn't told him the hotel for that night, because we came back to Paris from Marseille to then stay over and then travel back the next day, just to save traveling all the way back the same day. I thought we'd do Marseille to Paris, stay over, and then on the Tuesday, just back to London, you know, well, back to the UK. It was a bit of a breakup in the travel. Plus, I said, if we travel back on the Tuesday night, then you can go out on the Tuesday, like not with me, not being paid for that day. You can go out, and if you want to get any content, you can. And he was happy with that. So on the Tuesday, he went out to do his own thing, and I went out to do my own thing again, which is what we agreed before we left. That was the agreement. That day, he wouldn't be paid for it anyway. But yeah, I came at the train station, and I was confused. I thought we were right at the hotel, but we weren't. So he presumed I just tried to run away. No, like I literally waited for him, but I genuinely thought that he didn't want to see me either, and I thought he was going to get off the train and go his own way. I didn't think he was going to meet me and then walk back to the hotel together. And I didn't want to be that guy to go and look for him and then it's awkward, you know? So I just stayed away. Maybe he wanted me to make that move to come over, who knows? This sort of stuff shouldn't be going public, you know? But when somebody goes out of their way to slag you off and to do what he's doing right now, I have to defend myself and I have to give the bigger picture. People can believe whoever they want. I've provided a lot of evidence of these arguments that have happened. So yeah, he went off and did his own thing. And then the last thing I want to address is the money. So when we arrived in France, he said, look, I know you're like paying me for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days. But he said, just consider a little bit of a bonus because I'm a bit like, it would help me right now, basically. And I thought that was a bit cheeky up front before having done anything for me. But I said, look, I always try and sort people out either way. So I said, I probably would have give you a bit of a bonus anyway as a thank you. But I just thought, like, don't ask me now. Let's wait and see what happens and then ask for it, right? Or mention it, you know? Because you could have said, oh, Dan, like, you know, like, we got into that crazy situation. Like, can you just throw me a bit of a bonus, you know, jokingly? And I'd have done it anyway. But to ask on day one before any filming, I'm like, come on, man, really? So we're traveling back. We're both like on our own journey back. And he basically says to me, you're going to pay me for whichever days, right? I was annoyed that he hadn't came out on the day that he declined to come out. So I said, well, obviously you're not going to get paid on that day. But obviously I'll pay you for the other days like we agreed, yeah? I said, as soon as I get home, I'll transfer it from my PC, yeah? And he was happy with that, yeah? And then he basically said, I should be paid for that day. And I said, but you didn't come out. And he was like, yeah, but for the danger of it. The danger of what? Sitting in the train station all day. Why should I pay you for sitting in the train station all day? That's not dangerous. So I disagreed on that in my head. I didn't say anything, right? And here's what I did. And this is why, in a way, it hurts that this man has now decided to turn on me based on his own views, based on trolls probably pressuring him to turn on me. And that's pretty much why he's done it, because I did nothing wrong on that trip. And if I did, I apologise now. But I've watched back all the arguments and I did nothing wrong. And I don't think anybody watching this is really going to disagree with my statement there. So what I said to him, I said, I'll pay you half for that day, right? It's still a lot of money. It's still more than most people are going to earn in a day on a daily wage. Half, right? It's still more than that. And I thought for the amount of trouble you've caused me and hassle, and you're demanding to be paid for the day that you refuse to come out, I think half is a fair flipping offer, you know? And I did say, we don't have to go around Marseille Centre. We can go anywhere. And he said, I'm not walking anywhere today other than the church. It's not like he said, it's too dangerous to go there, sorry. That's different. That's different, you know? It would be like me asking a bodyguard to come out with me in Croydon, and they say, I'm not comfortable with that, it's too dangerous. And I say, well, fine, like, fuck off then. That's unfair, because if they feel it's too risky for them to feel comfortable, that's their choice, and they're entitled to feel that way and to pick and choose where they go for safety reasons, right? Of course they are. But that wasn't the case. So I said, I'll pay you half. And he was happy with that. I don't think he expected me to say that, but I agreed to that, right? But guess what? When I paid him the full day. I paid him for 5 days solid, even though he only worked for me for 4 of them. And he made it incredibly difficult. And we wasted a lot of time arguing. I paid him for the full time there, which is more than he deserved in my opinion. But the reason I did that It's because of what kind of person I am, especially when money's concerned. And I just thought, the bigger picture here, he's behaved badly, and I was very angry and very annoyed at that. But I thought, I'm not going to share it, I'm not going to expose it, I'm not going to publicise it. He's obviously got a lot going on. He must have something going on for him to behave like that. Or it was a setup. I'm starting to think now, he actually used me for a free trip to France to get his own content, and due to things that have happened many years ago in my life, he never got past that, and he went there knowing that to get what he wanted, to get his trip and his content and money. And he, you know, it's a bit like if you meet up with an ex and you go on holiday together and you do it for the kids, or you do it because she's paid for it already, right? You're never going to get along, do you know what I mean? If you haven't got over what you've done in the past, you're never going to get on in that time. And I think that he went there in that situation in his head and thought, I'll just put up with it and I'm going to benefit from it. I'm going to get what I need. I'm going to get paid for it. And he couldn't put up with it. He was there and he had to flip and bite and bite and bite and cause an argument every time. That's what I think he went for now. At the time, I didn't see that. So when I paid him the full amount, even though he didn't earn the full amount, I thought in my head, if I pay him more, at least he can't say anything about me. He behaved badly. I paid him more than I should have done. I'm not the bad guy here, you know. So I thought, moving forward, if he ever wanted to work with me again at that point, and this is at that point, I would never work with him again now. But at that point, I thought, well, if he apologises for how he was and explains why he was like that, I'm more than happy to work with him again. At that point, I thought that, and I didn't want that half a day to be the reason that he thought no. You know, I thought if I pay him the full amount for that day, at least the money is not going to be a limiting factor. But he refused to work. He didn't deserve that money. But anyway, that's me. I really didn't want to make this video, guys. Really didn't want to make it at all. I don't like bringing personal stuff onto channels. My channel is not for that. You, the viewer, do not care a lot of the time for this stuff. But I think a lot of people are going to be watching his video and going to question why. And because I've literally bigged up this guy, I've bigged up this bodyguard, and I've promoted his channel, and I've pushed a lot of my subscribers to go and subscribe to him. Sorry, it's a bit dark in here, guys. We're in the car now. But yeah, because basically I've pushed a lot of people from my channel to go and subscribe to him. A lot of the people that are now going to be watching his video about me, they're more likely to buy his rubbish, because they're going to say, well, hold on, DJ E-Media vouched for this guy, and now this guy has turned against him. They're more likely to buy what he's saying and say, well, he must be telling the truth because Dan vouched for him. And guys, we're back in the car. We had to move location. It was too dark there. We'll just talk about one last thing on the video, and I'm told his premiere's gone out tonight, and that's all I'm told. I haven't actually seen it yet, but he did enough slagging me off on that live stream yesterday for this to be not the right thing to do. You know, I will not have somebody publicly slagging me off if it's not true, if it's twisted, or if they've done things that are far worse but nobody knows about, you know. I would never have put any of this out there. You should never bring personal things onto public platform, because it's like dirty laundry. Like, what's the point, you know? A lot of viewers will watch this and will understand what I'm saying because they watch his stuff and my stuff, and I probably sent a lot of his subscribers there. He has now a substantial following, and I would take some credit on that's thanks to me and other people, but a lot of it's thanks to me in pushing and pushing and pushing his channel. He used to come into my live chats on Premiere, and I'd always big him up and say, everyone go and subscribe to him and stuff. And I've helped him film content in the past. I've helped him with a thumbnail edit in the past. I always try and give him time to try and help his channel grow. People did that for me. DJ Audits did that for me, and I will always try and repay the favour, you know. And people may hate me or may dislike me and may never forgive me or like my content due to, one, Nicola Bully case, and two, other stuff that's far longer ago that they may never. Can't please everybody, but I try and be a good person now. I try and help who I can with content because I had that help, and I really appreciate that help from Mr. DJ Audits. A lot of other people did. Auditing Britain helped me quite a lot, but from day one, from very early on, DJ Audits did a lot. Real top chap, Mr. DJ. Get back to work. Him. Apparently we're the same person, but hey. Anyway, baptism. Let's talk about baptism. I agreed with Tay a long time ago that I would be baptized by him. And I said, you can film it, make a video of it. I'm happy to do that. And after all the stuff that happened to me, and I say happened to me, after a lot of stuff before Christmas that happened, let's not say happened to me, it happened, right? I agreed with I would be baptized soon. And it was kind of like an agreement that he would come and work for me. But one of the conditions was, and it wasn't like a strict condition, but I knew in his head it would be a strict condition, that I had to get baptized. And I agreed. And I said, let's do it in France. Yeah? That was the agreement. And he said Marseille. So after the first day, I literally completely forgot about the baptism, and he hadn't mentioned it all trip. He hadn't mentioned it. And then on day 2, when we were talking later in the day near the train time to go back, he says on his live stream yesterday, he said that I only brought up the baptism half an hour before the train left. That's not how it happened, but all day I was out filming and he was at the train station doing nothing. So I was busy. I'm not going to be texting people during the day. And I remembered, I said, I thought we were going to baptise in Marseille. Clearly it's not happening, right? But I was hinting, I was bringing it up, the topic, for him to then say, yeah, my bad, we didn't have time here, but let's do it in Paris. When we get back to Paris, we still had the whole of the next day in Paris, right? I was open to being baptized. Even then I was still open to it. And I thought, even though he's behaved so badly and out of character, I thought there has to be a reason behind it. And I was still willing at that point to let it go. And I say let it go, I mean like hear him out and move forward from it and be baptized. So I mentioned it at that point purely because it had slipped my mind as well. I've been busy getting content, busy dealing with his arguments and stuff. And I just wanted to make sure that it happened if he wanted it to happen. I didn't want it to finish, the trip finish, and then he basically say, well, you didn't get baptized. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it, and that was the earliest I remembered it in Marseille. And I still would like to get baptized for all of the right reasons. And whether it's him that does it, and I'm saying that in a way like that's obviously not going to happen now, but whether it was him or somebody else, I still would like to get that done. So to anybody asking whether I'm still going to get baptized, I am going to get baptized. And who will be doing that, I don't know. At this moment in time, I don't know. So that's that. So I'm really sorry to have to do this video, and I am sorry to him to have to do this video, and I believe it all started over a comment. I think it started over a comment. He was on a live stream the other day. I popped in the chat and he was talking about people being wolves or a wolf. And the gist of it that I got, it suited somebody in my life, not in my life, somebody who I'd experienced, another YouTuber who a lot of people will know that we've never got along, and he's always tried to slate me and put me down. And I did a video about him a long time ago, right? Now, me and this bodyguard had spoke about this person many times. And in fact, this bodyguard was present at a protest one time where this particular person tried to call me out live, right? And he experienced how much of a whatever that person was at that time. So when I went into his chat and I think I said something like, I knew a wolf once, or I experienced a wolf. I don't know what I said. It was along the lines of that. I didn't mean him. I meant him, the person who we both knew was kind of a bit of a wolf. I'm pretty sure he called him a wolf in the past. Again, I'm not sure. I think he did. That's who I meant. Now on this live stream yesterday, he mentions that comment, and at that point he demodded me on his channel, on his live chat, he demodded me. So I'm thinking that he's taken that comment that I aimed it at him. Why would he presume it's all about him unless he feels guilty for how he behaved? I don't know. It wasn't aimed at him. It wasn't aimed at you if you're watching, and you will be watching, I presume. It wasn't aimed at you. I apologise if you think it was. It was aimed at you know who, or at least I presumed you'd know who. I didn't know we were still on the bad topic of France. I had moved past it. I paid you. I was generous with the money, and I wanted to move past it and not mention it again. That's honestly the truth. And you've gone live. You've named it Exposing DJE Media. You've set a premiere for today, which I'm told is out, about me. How dare you do that when you're supposed to be a friend and a bodyguard? And I've been more than good to you on more than one occasion. You know I have. I'm not saying you haven't been good to me by coming out with me, and I'm not saying that. I used to really enjoy the videos with a particular bodyguard. And I will just say, like, people that don't know what bodyguard it is, it's not Fred. Just in case, I don't want people to get the idea it's him, because then negative remarks might go his way. It's not Fred. It's not Fred. Yeah, I'm sorry that you've had to hear this, but you kind of brought it on yourself. You really did bring it on yourself. Moving forward, guys, the videos will not be this long. This is a very long video due to the length of arguments that he caused. I don't want to hear about it again. I don't want to have any comments on future videos about it. I don't want to have live stream comments or premiere comments about it. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. But don't go on a flipping live stream and start talking absolute BS about me. You know? You literally lied on your live stream, which is why I've made this video. You lied. There'll be no more say about it. I don't care how many future videos you make about me or he makes about me. I will not be making another video about you. I'll be continuing with my normal content, which is what the viewer wants, which is what the subscribers of my channel want. Your subscribers want to hear about what your topic of your channel is. They want to hear about your future travels and where you're going and things you're going to show about Europe and the UK. They don't want to hear you slagging me off. The haters will. The trolls will. And there's quite a few of them on all their different fake accounts. They'll be bigging you up. Certain other auditors that are on a hate scheme will be bigging you up, and you'll be feeling like the man. You've got an audience now, but they're not your audience. They're just people who want to see me fail. So they're going to pretend to be your audience because at that moment in time, you're doing something that they agree with. In a month or two, they'll be slagging you off on your videos, trying to get you deplatformed, or, you know, they'll be on your case. The same people, yeah? Your audience want to watch what you're good at, not this BS. But you forced me to do it, that's it. There were many times in France, and I don't really want to talk negatively of his actual security work in France, because he caused that many arguments that I didn't want to be near him anyway. So I can't really blame him for feeling a bad vibe from those arguments, even though he caused it. You know, it can't have been nice for him either. And he kept his distance. There were many, many times where people were close to me and they could have hurt me if they wanted to, and he was nowhere near. But, you know, given the situation, it was kind of like bodyguarding was the least of my worries at that point. It was like, let's just not cause a flipping argument over a race. Yeah? Let's just not do that for now. But I watched a video of him in Croydon with another YouTuber down in Croydon. I don't know which YouTuber it is, but most of you will know. It's a YouTuber down there, I think, right? And there's a guy on TikTok who always reviews this Tyrone. So watch Tyrone's video of him reviewing it. And this bodyguard, there's a guy on the floor passed out on drugs or something.
Here today, Lord.
Amen.
Jesus.
What is he doing?
Amen.
Come down, Lord Jesus.
Something's happened to him. And this bodyguard just starts shouting Jesus on him and starts, you know, doing his thing, right? This guy that's paid for the bodyguarding, presuming he's paid for it, like, that's not bodyguarding. Like, he's nowhere near him. He's doing his own thing for his own reasons, in my opinion, to promote himself and promote what he's doing and stands for on his channel. Because people know, he knows people know him. He knows people know his channel, or his channel will get shared. So he's kind of like, well, I'm on camera anyway. I may as well act up and I may as well do something on camera that's going to promote me on my channel. That's what I think. Partly. Obviously, he's partly doing it for the belief. You know, he's shouting Jesus at this guy and what he was shouting, right? Obviously, there's a religious part of that, and I don't want to belittle that or disrespect that, because I like that side of it, you know? And I like that side of that particular bodyguard. But in terms of bodyguarding alone, if you're paying somebody to bodyguard, you shouldn't really be doing that. Not really. I think there's partly a selfish part of doing that. But anyway, whatever. And then further on in the video, there's a guy, puts his hood up and he's got a mask on, I think, or a balaclava. And he threatens to stab this YouTuber.
On the floor and hold him down.
Oh, I'm gonna stab you, fucking.
And that threat there. No.
And then the bodyguard gets into a debate with somebody. I don't know whether it's about the same topic that he was preaching, like shouting Jesus, or whether it's a different topic. I don't know. This person who is threatening the YouTuber manages to get way past the bodyguard, gets in this YouTuber's face, and this YouTuber has to deal with it himself.
Look! Look! He walked straight past him.
I'm not gonna touch you. I'm not gonna touch you. 1 second. I'm not gonna touch me then. Bro,
Oh my days.
This guy's right up close. And bearing in mind, he said he's going to stab him a few times. He's got a mask on and a hoodie up in Croydon, for God's sake. Like, I would be worried and I'd be taking it quite serious that this person may well stab me, you know? I wouldn't have even let that person get that close. Me pushing them back may have aggravated them, but once they're that close, it's game over. If they're going to hurt you with a weapon, it's too late. They're going to do it, and you're not going to be able to really get away from it. At least keeping them at arm's distance, you're going to see them reach for it, and then you can act or move or run, whatever you need to do, right? This bodyguard is still arguing with whoever, and this stabber comes past and has it out with him in his face, and it's a good while before the bodyguard even realises what's happened, you know? And that's a prime example where this particular bodyguard had let something else, unrelated to bodyguarding really, unrelated to the YouTuber paying him, let that take over and was preoccupying his time, you know? And again, I don't want to speak negatively of a bodyguard because he'd always, before that trip, done more or less good for me in terms of work.
Amen. Jesus has triumphed over the world. Amen.
So it's been brought to my attention. This man is now complaining that I took him to an expensive steak restaurant because the day before he complained about the steak in the Paris area, as I've already mentioned. I took him to a much better steak restaurant in Marseille. And I'll put a photo and location of the place now. It's not a ghetto restaurant at all, but it's in Marseille. So you never really know what road it's going to be on, you know. This man is complaining, saying that I was filming the flamethrower steak stunt they do there, right? I think most people in a restaurant, when they do that, are going to film it. Everybody there had the camera out. People behind me had the camera out. People in front of me on my camera had the camera out. You can clearly see them. I filmed it a couple of times. They did it maybe 12 times during our time there. I filmed, I think, twice. I did one in slow motion as well, and I'm going to put those clips in between his crazy accusation now. I'm going to review his footage for a couple of seconds now. So here we go.
So we're in a restaurant, and you can tell that this type of restaurant, being from Longside, a ghetto area, right?
Being from Longside, a ghetto area, because he's from Longside, he seems to think that he has all the knowledge of the whole world, and this particular restaurant apparently is, even though it sells steak, he's comparing it to a nightclub where drug dealers and dodgy people go at the end of the week and they try and impress their missus by buying as many bottles of champagne as they can to compete against each other, to show their wealth, you know, whatever kind of thing. He's comparing that to a steak restaurant.
And it's for the gangbangers, because they're doing what they're doing all week, and then you go to the club and it's bottle wars.
They're doing a flamethrower thing, other people are filming it. I get a few quick videos of it on my phone. I'm not like getting a flipping body camera out or anything like that. I think it's a perfectly normal thing to do. This guy is like paranoid to hell, literally paranoid.
Wearing Christian Louboutin, some of them wearing
This guy, man.
Valentinos, ordering bottle after bottle to impress the girls, right? So this is the type of restaurant that we're at, but it's not alcohol. It's a steak restaurant.
How is it comparable to a nightclub where drug dealers go in and do bottle wars? Like this guy's lost the plot. Like I don't know why he's so paranoid. Like when we were there, he didn't say a single thing. He really enjoyed the food. He said thank you, and he wanted to order something different else, I think extra. So I said, yeah, carry on, order whatever you want. And then he said thank you very much, it's a really nice meal, and we left. He didn't say don't record or just be careful. He did say when we left and we walked down the street, he goes, oh, I reckon that place is the kind of place where like all the drug dealers go and take their misses. He said, because people in a place like round here, they're not going to be able to afford like 150 quid steak, you know? And that's literally all he said. He just joked about it, you know? So, but now apparently I'm trying to get him killed.
The big table, they bring all the steak fillet beef to the table on a tray.
There we go, look. Literally 5 seconds of recording.
He cuts up the steak, and he cooks the steak on the tray with the flamethrower, and the flame goes all the way into the air.
And again.
My man's taking video recordings of people, of these trappers. God. My man's video recording these trappers inside the restaurant, and I'm thinking, this guy's trying to get me killed in Marseille.
Really? This man finished the video by saying, this man, I now know, came out to France with a specific intention of doing it for his own benefit, his own videos, getting a free trip, whatever. And with the intention of getting back and getting backlash off the videos, which he's obviously going to get. And I now know it to be true, that it was all set up. He planned to come back and he planned to expose my so-called behaviour. I did nothing wrong there. It's funny how in his video, there's no evidence of any of this. He hasn't provided any video footage, any audio footage, anything. As you've seen in my video, I've provided a lot of evidence of his bad behaviour. This man is not who you think. I've had a very bad experience with him over there. And for him to come out and do what he's done after I paid him more than he deserved, more than he asked for, is absolutely disgusting. He's meant to be a man of God. And if you go on his video and you read the comments, they're disgusting. And he's facilitating that, and he planned that. It was orchestrated from day one. I fell for it. My bad, my fault. Meant to be a man of God, are we? Really? Really? Okay. I'm not going to say any more on that. People can watch and make their own mind up. I'm not the bad guy here. I didn't want to make this video. I really didn't want to make this video. Slagging people off on YouTube, but come on. It's childish stuff. But this man, I'm looking at him on my computer screen now, has gone out of his way to do that to me. So I've had to do this. Thanks for watching, everybody. And one more thing. One more thing is a plane ticket. He said I messed around with plane tickets and stuff. I've provided screenshots. I'll put them on the screen now, here and here, just to show that when he requested the plane ticket, the day before we flew back, or he flew back, I've clearly sent it over to him and said, provide your passport number. There was a delay the day before that because he needed to get his passport out again for me to check him in, and he didn't have his passport on him at that exact moment when I texted him. But you can clearly see I've gave him the ticket, and he said, thank you. I said, of course. Nowhere in there was I awkward about the plane ticket. So he claims I was awkward or I withheld tickets. Absolute BS. Show the evidence where I did that. Because I've just shown the viewer the evidence of what I'm saying is true. You can't deny that. You need to stop lying about me to get your own views. You've got 26k views on your video. It may well be your most viewed video. You're using my name. You're using the fact that at the moment a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon about me in a negative way. And you're using that for your own benefit. And as a man of God, and as a decent man that you claim to be, I'm not saying you're not a decent man, but this looks very, very bad on you. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. Focus on your own channel, which people like me and other creators have helped build. Your channel would not be where it is now as quickly if it wasn't for people like me and other creators who have hired you, bigged you up, shared your channel, talked about you. You claim in this video that none of that actually got you to go a little bit viral, because the videos that went viral were after that. But the point being is how YouTube works is once you've got your audience and you've got your following, YouTube finds your reach. YouTube will find your viewers for you. So you've built up a following and we've helped you with that. We have helped you with your audience, so that now YouTube will push your content out to more people. So the videos that have gone viral on your channel, but they haven't really gone viral, but they've gone viral for you, like 100K or plus views, right? It's big for your channel size, like fair play. But that has been partly from people like myself bigging your channel up, putting you in the videos, letting you feature in the videos and letting you interview people. And yeah, we're grateful as well for you doing that, because you've helped us, right? You've helped the videos do well on our end. But don't claim that we haven't got your channel, helped get your channel to where it is now. And now you're using that channel to try and muddy the water for me, a person who has not only tried to help you all the time. You may not have liked certain things that happened while we were away, but you caused them. And I've literally shown the video footage to you and to the viewers of you doing that. You can't argue with that. Peace out.